He's off today. Tell you what, get the show on the road. What?
Alright, either one, we're gonna call the highway committee meeting to order due to the fact that the chair is absent. I guess I'm the vice chair, so I'm gonna run it. First business, approval of the minutes from June 20th, June 25th, and June 27th. Motion by Mr. Caleb, second by Mr. Hampton, all in favor, so approved. Minutes pass. Public comment, limited to 5 minutes per person. Do we have any public comment? Any public comment? Any public comment? Hearing none, we'll move on to discussion possible motion, general business, opening of bids for the half-inch recycled blacktop. Emily, take it away, cause I don't know what Jerry had in mind for some of this stuff.
Okay. We got 4 of them, 4 bids. Okay, first one's from Stout Construction. Crushing asphalt, half-inch, 7,500 cubic yards, for a total of $97,125. Second bid is from PGA. They have it for $49,500. Cubic yards, 7,500 cubic yards, yep. The third one is from Haas, 7,500 cubic yards, half-inch recycled blacktop, $67,500. And the fourth bid is from Slobodnik, SLOBODNIK. 7,500 yards, half-inch. Their total is $65,475.
Is that it?
Yep.
After looking these over, is there anything that, I mean, were they all able to be completed in the time frame you needed, et cetera?
Yes, yep.
PG&A's got what, exactly the same as everybody else is doing this one's been?
Are they working in the area right now or something, PJ?
I don't know what. I don't know.
John? That's for something, because everybody was missing. You know what he said.
You just bought everything up there.
Looks like it.
Only green, cooler, wash bar, or something.
Oh, they're in Wausau.
Oh, there is that other.
Weston's on the other side of Wausau.
Yeah, there is that Weston over there, it's just some neighbors, yeah, Wausau. I'll forget about that one.
Looks like we're kind of in their service areas, there's. There's plumbing and heating,
Oh, that's good, yeah.
but it's not showing squad. Not the dirt work, but it shows that they completed. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical and excavation services, thermostats since 1994. On Google, they get 4.9 out of 5 out of 613 reviews. I think most of these are for plumbing and heating and electrical.
They don't come up as a vendor before, so I think they're new.
Well, it's pretty obvious which one we should go with.
As long as they can complete the work. If they know if it's not.
Did we have a time frame on this?
Yeah.
Yeah, was it on the bid so that they,
November 1st.
when I type in Sylvatic, I actually get an address for Gelman. Tony D. Gelman. Get a bunch of different ones for there.
I'm assuming they're aware of that.
Yeah, in our area, and I think they're center, the big city, they're looking at.
God, it's just crazy though, the,
$16,000 difference.
yeah, the money difference, I mean, that's huge.
They gotta have insurance.
Well, I'm sure they gotta have everything accordingly before they even do work.
Yeah, we gotta get their certificate of insurance and that stuff, yeah.
Everything they do over those, you might have insurance, they have one responsibility.
Right.
We can put some stipulations on the motion.
Well, I'd make a motion with PG&A, provided they got all the credentials. And it's done by November 1st of 2024.
And their bid did say half inch minus, correct? I forgot, but I think it did.
Half inch minus.
Okay.
Yep.
Got a motion from John,
I'll second it.
second from Alec. Got all that, Connie? With the stipulations that they have all their paperwork in order and complete the job by November 1st. You good with that? The motion? Next up, approval of the bid County Took Highway LRIP construction project.
Okay,
Which section about?
this is an LRIP that, was told about a month, maybe a couple weeks ago, that was sitting out there. It is, got a sunset date of June 30th, 25. It's for a large culvert replaced on by Market Road, be it east culvert. There's two there, that little creek kinda makes a loop under I.
One of them was done a few years ago, right?
Yep, and this would be the east one we wanna do now.
Okay.
And this was put into an LRIP a few years ago. It's 100,000 on the LRIP. So. Just wanna get it out to bid so that we don't lose out on that money.
Okay, so we didn't, okay, we haven't requested that.
No.
So I'm just asking.
Yes.
Approved to put it out for bid.
Correct.
I'll make that motion to put it out to bid for project I.
Motion by Mr. Caleb, put out for bids on the County LRIP project. Need a second? Second from Mr. Hampton. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes, put out the bids. Next up, approval of bid crushing per forestry request, number one. You wanna do these one at a time?
Yeah, up to you, however you wanna do it.
One is, we got 1 and 2 here, 8,800 yards for primary, 2 to 4 for Murphy Pit, 8,800 yards inch and a quarter at Murphy Pit.
Mike and Jared came out a week or two ago. They wanna request us to do some crushing because they have some grant projects that will require.
One project, yep.
If you have any questions on that, more details, I did have Mike come.
Which project we doing?
That's the Bucks Lake ATV Trail project. It's 7.5 miles of ATV
Is that
trail.
new one we're putting in, or is that?
Yes, yep.
Kind of out of the forestry a little bit, but kind of remember that.
And when are you gonna start that project?
Well, we've started now. We did secure funding for that. We did get a grant. So we're looking at putting down gravel hopefully this winter.
Okay.
Usually we do that on frozen ground because the soils are not good during the
So
summer.
you're gonna want that job probably completed by November
Correct.
1st?
Yeah,
Is that soon enough?
yeah, that would be fine.
You wanna lump these together? Or do you wanna do them separate?
Well, it's in the same pit. And I mean, anybody that can do inch and a quarter can do 2 to 4. My understanding is just change the screens. Oh boy.
You can, make the motion to do both, but she can put it up, and you can say it's separate altogether. Right? Whatever you choose, but.
Who's paying for the crushing? Forestry?
It comes out of our account, and then as we sell it to them.
It comes back in.
We're good budget wise?
Yeah, I mean, it comes out of our inventory, which is kind of like a cash, I think, if I remember hearing all right.
Either way, we get it back. I think that's what I did too.
Hey, John.
I'll make the motion to approve for bidding the forestry request of 8,800 yards, primary 2 to 4 on the Murphy pit.
Caleb to combine both 800 yards, one at 2 4 inch and one at 1 1/4 inch. 800 yards each at Murphy Pit. Do I have a second?
And then you on November first for that?
Yeah, for November first.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passed.
Well, that didn't hurt, Mike.
Nope, not too bad. Thanks, Emily.
Yep, you're welcome.
Review of miscellaneous building repairs quote.
Okay, so the next part in your packet, you have a quote broken down to 6 different scopes. Justin and Red Cedar come out, and they looked at some of the items that we talked about in our walkthrough and at a couple meetings. There's, some items on there, this does, that cost you're seeing, cost of electrical, that is labor
That's total bill.
Total bill.
estimate.
for each little item there. And then you're gonna see a repurposed highway north woodshed, if you remember on our walkabout, that's north side woodshed, we talked a little bit about, we wanted to put, concrete down and get a garage door, kind of retrofit that into a shed, a sealed shed. We kinda broke down some estimates on concrete, the materials that we would need, the labor, we would do ourselves for the concrete and that, we do have a guy on who's got experience in it, so that would be our labor and prep of putting that building into a shed.
That's it. Is it that one that sits to the back northwest corner?
Just north of the shop there.
Straight north, there's 2 pickups in it when we did the walkthrough. It's behind the one with the little one that's up on concrete that we stepped up into,
Oh.
files in it.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
My only question on that building, it's got a lot of cracks in it, being it was a salt shed. Is that something we need to address to they could find some, should it be tinned or no? It's not gonna be that, doesn't need to be that tight, does it? How's the roof on it?
It does have some, it's not a bad leaks, but it's got drips when it rains heavy, you'll see drips get in there. Basically, we just wanna seal it off so we can have a truck in there in the winter time, out of the snow, they'll plug it in for a block heater. We just wanna open up some more shop room,
Yep.
and then there's gonna be more storage in there.
I wonder we should put do we need to put a roof on it? Not saying we gotta do the sides, but if we're gonna redo the electrical in it.
Well, we probably should get an estimate on it for sure.
The one that had, one board pushed out of the beam in the doorway there.
What's that?
The one that had the one board pushed out of the doorway in the beam.
Yeah, yep.
It's not that big of a building, I don't think it'd take much to tin it.
No, it's not very big.
I just wonder if we're gonna put money into it, if we should make sure we got it, I mean, if it's a good roof, you guys say it's a good roof, but it sounds like if it's leaking, we should maybe consider.
I got a contact for either for a guy who replaces, or he can go through and re-seal the roof, so I can get an estimate from him, give him a call, and then I still gotta get him to look at the patrol sheds that are leaking as well, so.
Leaking on concrete.
Well, the concrete new wiring, my thought.
The floor drain on there is optional, considering it's not heated, you shouldn't put a floor drain in it, but it's there so you guys see it, you know, if it's heated, the moisture will flow through, if it's not heated, then it freezes, it'll pull that pipe up.
Well, how much of stuff's still gonna drip, even with it not being heated when it warms up in there?
It will. You know, say you get a truck, say that truck ran the roads, sheriff's department called, you will run the roads, they pull the truck in there. Typically, when they do that, they'll pull it in the shop, let it drip off first, but if it's late at night, they take a run down, and they they pull it in there, it's gonna freeze up or it'll drip off either way, right on the concrete.
All that salt water sitting
Is there a way where a person could go out and spray that out once in a while, or
Yeah, we got a trailer pressure washer and stuff.
you gonna seal the concrete too? Oh, shit with salt.
Yeah, it'll be sealed.
If it's sealed, I would give it a few years.
Well, and we can reseal it. I think we got sealer in with the concrete, could be wrong on that. Maybe,
That's not that expensive, anyhow, really.
no,
Would
we
that
can
be
get it, we have sealer there.
$200 maybe? Would-
Yeah, I mean, you can buy like, pail for $150 and you can use it over time.
Roughly how big is that building again? I don't see it on here, but maybe I'm missing it. Well, it'd be in your concrete.
19 yards.
I think it was 25 by 25 or 25 by 26. Maybe it was a little longer than that.
I guess my only hang up, I don't know what you guys think is, if we're gonna put this money into it, I hate to put it into it without having decent rough on it. I mean, the roof can go on later, but hopefully don't forget about it.
I'd be fine with it, provided it's a different roof on it too, because you're gonna put electrical in.
Or at least look at the roof, like Justin said, maybe it can be sealed. But if it's, I didn't pay attention to it when we took our tour, so it's starting to rust and get crappy up there, then I'd say just replace it.
Right. So as far as the electrical, it's got electrical in there, we just need to, run electrical for the garage door. And then we have to move the conduit up and over so you have the service door on the side.
Okay,
So that would be what the it's got electrical in it already. We just need to add some stuff for between lights and for the garage door and then up and over the door. But as far as the roof, I got a contact I can get a hold of and see what he says. And like I said, he replaces or he can seal.
where can this come from money-wise?
Buildings and grounds budget.
Do you have it? I guess is the next question. Does it need to come out of equipment fund, or? Some of that comes out of there for building repairs also, correct?
Yeah, yep, allocate out, yes.
And what's our dollar amount again, before we have to get more than one bid? We only have, well, we're doing this stuff ourselves, so that, but I mean, the electrical, what's our dollar amount, Ashley, on the electrical before we have to get another bid?
Oh, I think we should probably, I don't think we need to advertise for bid, but I think we should put it out for quotes. Would be my suggestion.
Well, this for the shed, they're doing the majority of the work themselves. There's only 750 electrical in the shed.
Then we're good there.
But these other projects,
Yep. Yeah, so our financial procedures manual says if the estimated cost is between 5,000 and 25,000, the board shall give a notice before contracts. So it doesn't stipulate that you need to put it out for bid, but you should let other electrical companies know that they can give a quote on the work.
so the concrete's 3,600 on the shed, even though we're doing all the work, other than the 750 electrical, if we read this correctly, ourselves. shed, but all this other electrical is listed on this other one for the shop.
Oh, yeah.
I kinda jumped the gun and went ahead of the, went right to the shed, but that's right. I guess.
Some class A stuff.
The only hang up on the shed is the roof.
I don't know, I'd rather, if we was gonna do anything, I'd rather have that bid written. Include the rough and concrete.
I wouldn't think the shed roof would be more than 5,000.
Depends on where you buy the steel.
You guys think you can do the roof yourself?
That depends on what we got going on for work, what we got for, you want a couple guys to get them there.
I mean, do we have the equipment to do it correctly and safely? That would be my.
Probably not safely or correctly.
Then we need to have it $4,000. I would think.
We don't, you know, you need tie off and all that stuff.
Right.
Going up there, we don't have that.
So can we? If it's back to the electrical part of it, I think we need to shove that back out. And let other bids, see what we come in at.
Well, he's got a separate bid here for $750 in a shed. You wanna put all that into the other one?
No, just this one, just
1 through 5.
1 through 5.
Okay.
Leave 6, go with the shed. But can we get the bid on the roof too before we make a decision to do it all? You know, what our current cost is? Or do you just wanna bring it back, let this go and then just bring it back on the roof? Just trying to save some time.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too. It's right in the middle of July.
Can we do do the exhaust fan in the bathroom? Can we at least do that, or should we do that, get another bid on that? Because
Is that what we're?
it's the first one.
Yeah, these scope 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 kind of, they're all dealing with lights and fans, but scope 1 is, that's all.
Wow, that's a pretty expensive fan. Will you do some change to it while you're in the bathroom?
There's new venting and a switch too included in that. New venting and electrical.
It's called Monday sarcasm. I was in that bathroom, that needs help. Yeah, absolutely, so.
That's kind of why I asked. I mean, if you wanna push it out again, that's fine, but if we can do it sooner, it'd be
Well, I
better.
bet it was really, really good with these nice hot days.
But it's even better.
Okay, so. Can we just make that into a separate motion to approve that one? At $1,100?
I don't see why not.
I mean, that one really needs to be addressed.
Is that the first motion you wanna make?
Yeah, I'll make the motion to approve the, install a new exhaust fan in the bathroom, a new venting and switch for fan. From, Dexter Electric for 1110.
You think that's gonna be an issue with him, being we're splitting apart his bid or his quote?
No, I told him that we're bidding these out, we're not sure what we're gonna do.
Okay,
That's
so
why
he knows he
did
might get
separate
1 or 2
ones.
jobs and.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why he did separate ones for us.
Fair
So
enough.
I made that motion.
So what are you doing?
What?
John, tell me.
John's making a motion to do scope 1 up to $1,110, install a new exhaust fan, men's bathroom and the venting
So
and
they
a
can
switch.
just do that themselves.
No, that's the electric.
Red City Electric.
Gonna do that.
was covering the venting too and stuff though, right?
That's everything. Run the new wires to the switch, up and over, so it's got its own switch, and then bending it out the wall.
Do they know what size fan, or is it a particular fan they're putting in there by chance?
I do not know, I can give them a call and I can see if you want.
Well, whatever they do, they just need to put a big enough one in there.
We'll get it to clean out.
Well, it's such a small area, you put one of these great big house fans in
Yeah,
there.
a little 7-inch.
Yeah, I mean, what's that gonna do?
Nothing.
Right, so, I guess for $1,100, are we putting a good sized fan in there to accommodate that space?
They was going to try and get hold of them.
He's very,
What?
he's very good.
We should probably find that out. Another question. Well, I don't wanna do it over again, you know, if we put a regular house fan, you know,
They need something to
it
pull
really
their ass
defeats
out
the
of.
purpose.
Hey, Steve, Justin. Hey, question for the meeting here. Curious on what size fan you were gonna put in the bathroom there. They wanna know if it was adequate enough. 110 CFM. What size is that roughly as in like fan? Yes. Okay, alright, sounds good, Yep. Alright, I'll relay that and we'll go from there. Thank you very much. Yep, bye. 110 CFM, it's about a 15 by 15 fan.
It's gotta be better than what it was. It's been years since I did it, but I think when I replaced some, you can get them all the way down to 80, but I think 110's getting on the larger sides.
Yeah.
Might be one out there that's a 120 or 150. Which is still gonna take, I think, about the same amount of juice. I mean, for what he's wiring for.
Oh, okay. He knows the area, so we just have to pay attention to it, Justin. It's just know what it is, you know, maybe that's all.
Okay. I just had the conversation with him, make sure he, I mean, he knows what you're trying to accomplish there, right?
Yes.
So you're still good with your motion?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll second.
Motion by John, second by Ally. All in favor of scope 1 on the bid quote?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? None, passes. So now you wanna go back, you wanna go through the rest of them here? As long as we did one? You wanna put 2 through 5 out for quotes?
We should put 2 through 5 out.
Or do you wanna move on and do 6 with the shed?
Put 2 through 5 out back. Put 2 through 5 back.
Okay. Which I'm good with, you good with that? Get a motion on that, Connie? Okay, I motion from John to put 2 through 5 back out in quotes.
Second.
Second from Ally. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Now let's move on to the shed again. Looking for a motion on that. What's that? I'm gonna make a motion on doing scope 6 with the shed project,
Yep.
and then have them come back with a update on the roof.
Yeah.
Second.
Okay, get that, Connie?
My computer's not working real well. So you wanna do a, class 1 on that one as well?
Do what?
A class 1?
Wait a minute.
What's
Class 1 notice just for, just noticing that you're in the shed.
No. The shed we're approving because the majority of the work's being done in-house. All the work except for the $750 electrical.
So you're just approving it?
Yep.
Okay,
We're approving the shed with scope 6
okay, got it,
from the Red Cedar quote.
got it.
Yeah,
I got
sure that is in there, because that's part of that quote, with that woodshed.
I don't think we voted on that. You right?
Yeah, we have. Making sure Connie got everything wrote down.
Well, I can tell you.
Actually, I'll write it right back to her now, when she gets it wrote down. Make sure it's in there like.
It's just to approve scope 2 through 5.
What?
Scope 225 is going back out for quote.
Let's go back off the quote.
That was our motion.
Okay.
Okay, but now we move down.
We moved down.
The
Woodshed.
motion is scope 6 from Red Cedar's bid to go with the proposal of the cost for the shed.
To approve it.
You have to approve it, but then come back with a roof bid.
Okay.
Yes. Quotes on a roof bid. We got our quotes on that, if we're not doing it in-house. So, gonna approve 8,100 plus 750 for electrical.
That's the next one, who made that motion?
Alec, and then John.
Got it.
So 8,100 for the building and 750 for electrical
Got it.
with, get quotes for the roof.
Got it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That's gonna get fixed. Anything else we need to discuss on building repair costs? Where are we at on the roof on that shop?
I have not made any calls yet on that. I'm gonna get the shop roof figured out. I gotta get the east and west patrol shed and now the wood shed. I'm gonna get all that, get some numbers for you guys. Then
Okay.
hopefully the next meeting I get some numbers from other
Cause
businesses.
I think the shop's one of your priorities, is it not?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So I don't know how many more we can afford to tackle other than that one, but that one we probably, my thought is, maybe Jerry will direct you guys differently, but my thought is we need to get that one. At least get an idea of what's gonna cost to fix that roof.
Yeah, where we go from there.
Yeah. I mean, you can bring as many quotes in on different things you need to fix, unless Jerry doesn't wanna put them on here, but we gotta address them all, right guys?
Yep.
We might as well look at them. Okay. Review of the 2025 highway budget. Take it away.
So I could put this on a quick one, I worked on it, it's 90% complete, I wanted to get done, I'm not sure if we would be meeting in August before we had to meet with finance, so I wanna work on it, obviously, hopefully we get a commissioner in time, we're up to speed on it, but, alright. First tab here, this is just our admin stuff, the top part here, that was already plugged in when we were getting this, I think it's all based on projecting of raises and etc. salaries. We're looking here mainly, nothing really changed here, contracted service, we don't have anything there, expense accounting and audit, that's, the yearly audit, we get a chunk of that charge. It really didn't change much. Telephone expense, expect to be the same. Vehicle repair, office supplies, it did drop down 2,000. I don't expect it to be that high. Last year's finished lower. Postage up a little bit, given the price of stamps increasing. Publications, travel, nothing really changed here. don't expect expenses. This 28,100, that's kinda based on the bond interest for blacktop plant.
You got enough for travel there, being 23 or 1,600, but that 24, you, okay, where are we at for 24? Oh, so far you've only spent 300, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
maybe wanna increase it, given we're gonna have a new commissioner hopefully in time, or in then,
We have
next
to
year,
take some
so
more training, you're thinking?
really utilize, I'm thinking, we can
Or
bump
that should
that,
be
I
about
mean-
1250 or something.
yeah, we can change that. Like I said, we decreased our office supplies, so.
If we don't use it, I'll use it.
Oh, you put it in the wrong line, you put it under
No.
committee expenses.
That's for admin expenses. Any revenue, I just kept the same, we don't expect any of that LRIP money now that we do the LRIP pilot program, and that's, we used to get that for helping the townships, but now we don't do that anymore. Overload permits, I just kept it 1,000. Admin support, kept that as is. Local admin support, 0, never really know, can't really bank on that one. Driveway permits, utility permits, etc., all the same. That's that blacktop plant, bond interest. That's admin. So for maintenance, I left it the same. I know this year's, probably gonna come out lower, granted on the winter part, but that leaves us room for, just general maintenance, I guess. The numbers, just the same, I did bump up, marking and signing.
Behind on that a little bit.
I think we tend to stay up okay with it, I'm just banking on charges going up. Supervision labor, I kept pretty much the same. This would be more of that, ops position. Cell phone, that all stayed, training the same, there's no admin support there. Machinery, that'd be truck, I believe.
You've got the pay increases kind of figured in too.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, that got passed and stuff.
Any storm damage, cause a lot of this just went off prior years' numbers. Beaver contract, I did bump up a bit, I know this spring we've gotten, there's been a lot of beaver issues. So going off of that, increase on there. The training I did increase since we are using that, keeping safety simple. So I wanted to accommodate that amount in there. Publications, all tool, sign parts, same. Inventory adjustments, same. Buildings, grounds, same. Materials, I just kept that there for 20,000. Like I said, the rest of this, I kept winter at the same, I didn't wanna use last winter as a marker, cause I think that was out of the ordinary.
So some of these little projects we're doing or thinking about doing, is the best place for them to come from is buildings and grounds? When it comes to building maintenance.
Probably best to put out of the, equipment fund, is where it would trickle out of.
I know, we don't have, like, get that built back up so that there's money in there to buy equipment so we can
Yeah.
catch a heck from them.
Yeah.
But hard to say what to put on that without.
And as long as we're not throwing a lot.
Well, I'm gonna be, depending upon what we have to do to that roof, but that roof on the shop can easily be 30 grand. Probably on a cheap day. I'm just winging it.
I don't think you're far off.
So maybe you guys think we should put it there? Or just keep trickling out equipment fund?
No, I don't want it to bleed. Good. That's buildings.
I mean, we're just, without a roof on that woodshed, we're just, I mean, that could be another, I don't know, I'm just gonna guesstimate 3 to 5 grand for that roof on that, so we're looking at 12, 14, that's without the electrical. The electrical, when I quick added it up, I think was pushing that 10 mark pretty easy to do the shop. I guess it depends upon what we think might get done this year and what we're gonna do next year. But I guess if there's extra in there, so be it, then it'd be nice to have a budget, I guess is my thought. If we're gonna do projects around there.
No, I get you. That budget is now, we'll put it in there. Keeps it moving forward.
Cause even if we get 1 or 2 things done yet this fall, there's obviously gonna be something else that comes up yet next year. Whether it's the salt shed or whatever. I'd like to put another 30 on that. I still don't think it's gonna cover it, but at least it was
Still
something to
good
work off of.
point, but I agree. Throw another 30 on that.
Then you could just, you're gonna have to hand this off to Guy, so you can explain to her thought process if you don't mind, or I'll try to remember to explain it to her later on.
After that, fringe, small tools, put up that a little bit more, just fringe rate, small tools is up a little bit.
So we have more than one small tools line, we have a winter and we have one on the bottom too. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think small
I'm
tools
not gonna rearrange the apple basket.
no, I'm pretty sure it's small tools.
What is,
Get broken out, I think,
Okay.
what is the small tools?
chainsaws.
Bar oil, chain bars, chains, they have small
Shovel.
tools, steel key.
Stuff that you're using on the job, but you don't, it just charges that out, the cost instead of the time. Assigning a rate to it.
So we went from 15 to 19, up a little bit.
Yeah, yep.
I don't even think that's gonna be like,
I guess I just went off of what we had, 24,
I know a lot of that stuff ain't coming down in price, that's for sure.
It's one of those things. You fall in a year where you need 3 chainsaws, boom, it's gone.
Yeah, I mean,
You
19.
fall in a year where you don't buy one because you just bought 2 or last year or whatever, well then, it's a big deal. The guys are just gonna have to kinda rotate that stuff so that it stays within if they need it.
Well,
we do get revenue that offsets some of that, but
Okay,
you can't always bank
Why
on
don't
revenue.
you just make that even 2? Easy for Bruce.
Materials, I just went off 24.
what's winter machinery? Oh, the material sales. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm jumping
No, it's just on winter materials. So your salt. Salt
We
storage.
should be sitting halfway good on salt unless, I mean, going into the winter of 24 here, right?
We already we filled the rest of our.
Every nook and
contract.
cranny is full, isn't it?
So it's always something like
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We filled our contracts that we had already.
Yeah, now we got to do this year. I just got an email a week ago. Do it again. I think it went up. The salt price did go up.
What happens if we don't use some salt? Can you pawn that off on another county? Do you guys do a little swappy swapping sometimes, or? I think we took some off another county one time a year or two ago. When we were short.
Yeah, you can purchase or sell if county's looking for salt. Yeah, you can definitely sell it to them.
Okay.
I remember we bought from Chippewa maybe.
That was up north. For some reason I'm thinking Sawyer or
Burnett, maybe Washburn. Maybe.
Washburn maybe. Had
Yeah.
some extra, I think that year that we were running short.
Yeah, so there's a county.
Winter
looking for
before
salt.
last.
that. I thought it was some years ago. That happened. So I heard about it.
Okay.
Revenues, just storm damage, I just left it as is, I don't wanna bank on that we'll have revenue from there. State supervision, that's the amount we get back from the ops manager. The state amount that they pay us, I just left 14,000, depends. 13, we had 14,382, 24, we got 15, so, tough to say. GPL reimbursement. Move that down to 6,000. We received 58 this year in 24, because we had changed some numbers on there, what was.
What's the winter availability?
I think that's the state's portion they pay us for the state truck.
Okay, so that's why that's down.
And then your construction salvage. Depends how much gets sold on auction. So, I don't really like to keep it up, cause you don't know if we're actually gonna sell anything that's construction.
Buying our equipment lately, it's not worth much.
Parts.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, what's our plans with that old loader?
You're jumping ahead.
Okay. Alright,
I think you guys approved,
I gotta look.
approve pending the purchase of the new one, that would go on auction. Okay, so this is the construction budget, I left M on there, we won't have anything for construction on that yet for 25. There might be some design that trickles, but that is what we're going for in our bond. County W is in an LRIP rate, LRIP. I went off our CIP.
Which section of W?
Well, didn't want it, I remember asking one of the guys and I didn't write that one down, 2.4 miles, I can't remember what stretch of it is.
It's gotta be more than that. Oh, it's more than that.
So I kinda just based off our CIP, what Sean and had put into our cost improvement plan.
Now, M, being they're pushing this out, the state is pushing it out, correct? So that won't affect their funding. What was that, an 80-20, I think? I think it was an 80-20.
Yeah, it was high, yeah.
I forgot any of it. So what other do we have for next year? Are we going to do P? Because we're not doing P this year, right?
Correct. We did some overlay and then we have D.
Yeah, that one always confused me, I should ask more questions about that. Does anybody here know why we moved P to D? Cause we did the culverts on P 2 years ago. Or was it last summer? Yeah, I think it was summer 22, 23, 22 and 23, we finished
Something like
it.
that, yeah. I have no idea, that was prior. It was kind of inherited.
Cause honestly, E over there, where P ends, it continues on up to Highway 8. I was across that yesterday and that's not pretty either. That's getting pretty rough.
These roads can always change, I mean, this is just a very rough, you know, as long as we stay in that funding amount, you know. I just wanted to move on W, cause it's not an L road.
So what did we do with the money we had set aside for P? He moved that all to D?
It's
Like
not,
some-
definitely not gonna cost,
Some of this before your time, you just kinda got
it's
stuck with it.
kinda inherited that whole P to D thing.
Yeah.
It's good, I would predict there's gonna be leftover, capital or bond funds this year.
So what are we doing? We did D from 27 in?
2 miles?
Okay, so that's gonna be, that is done, or?
No, since this was pushed back so bad, we bid it out. Haas is gonna do it, but their timeline is probably August.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is done there,
We gotta pave it yet,
and we'll have to pave it.
yeah,
That's gonna be really the first paving job we have.
besides the overlay and then a township.
Have we even, like, done any paving this year?
Couple overlays.
The asphalt plant hasn't really done much of anything.
Last week was the biggest, no, it's got the overlays, but, yeah.
Well, it's such a big investment.
So we kind of need to make a plan what's gonna happen here next year. I don't know if we should do it yet without Jerry being here, but
I don't think we should next year,
But we got projects started out there from 2 years ago that are hanging out there, cause we had money set aside to do like, oh god, I think P was figured for, I don't think 7 miles. It was a long stretch.
I don't remember why we did that or what reason it was.
On the P to D thing, I don't think that was,
I don't think it came to committee, I think he just did it. I think Scott just did it.
I know,
There was a reason for it, I just can't remember what it was.
Unless I missed that meeting when it was discussed. Well, we gotta bring that up with Jerry here next
At
meeting.
County W though, they got it's 2.4 miles,
2.4.
which I knew what section that was.
I'm a little concerned on our road projects, and the reason is, guys, cause we didn't do much this year. And it's gonna come back and bite us in the rear next year. And in all honesty, we asked for extra money to do some of these road projects from that bond, and then they're not getting done. I'm not blaming Emily at all, just for the record, Emily got this dumped on her.
yeah, I wish we did P, I mean, we were ready for it, but.
But I remember last year a lot more being up on that board for road projects than what we're getting
A
done.
lot more, like 6.
So the money must be sitting there somewhere yet in the budget, that just never got used for that, or?
Yeah, there's bond money, we had that 3 million, so I mean, if we don't do a lot this year, we can always put the goals next year.
Well, the intent was half of that bond money, or 1.7 of it was to go to him.
Yours was last year's.
Okay.
5 miles, okay. And then design for him. Now the design part, is that done yet, or no? We paid for that already, or is that still hanging out there now, cause they're moving it
The
back?
state, they trickle in invoices, it's not like they just lump us,
So they're kinda working on it?
yeah. We've got some invoices here and there for it.
Never give me a reason why they moved that back. I think he told us, somebody told us, I just don't remember what it was now. Budgeting on the state side of it. Yeah, all that money they got sitting in those ARPA funds down there, they can't figure out how to put it out for road projects. 500+ million, whatever they got.
I think next year budget season, you'll have to keep that in mind.
That's what's got me a little nervous. We didn't get some stuff done this year that I thought we were gonna do.
P was supposed to be a big chunk of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why we didn't do it, but Jerry probably knows.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to remember to ask him next month, I guess. Alright.
Okay, and then, obviously this number just is the top part, total. A little bit of revenue, that'd be the chip on W.
So back to this P thing quick. Is the money there to do it this year yet?
I think that got,
You'd have to have someone pulverize it, I don't know.
You didn't get it done
If we're,
anymore
if
this
we're
year.
getting, if D's not to the end of August, we're not gonna.
Too bad it wouldn't have been pulverized this year and let it sit till next year. And a few people upset, but that would pack that road in good.
Yeah, I mean, perfect thing is we should've did the Elbert back in January, you know, before these guys had their projects lined up for the summer.
yeah,
Okay.
that's the wouldas and couldas and shouldas, and it is what it is.
Yep.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of conversations we'll have to have, you guys have to have this fall with commissioner and then which roads, maybe some foreman.
Not bringing it up again.
Don't something good. This one I haven't really completed yet because, the yellow here is usually where we put any culvert aid. Usually we send out a letter around this time of year, townships send in any, requests for any culvert aid, they might have a culvert they want replaced. But that's usually not till the end of July is when I get those, we do 50/50 on that. Like I said, I haven't really touched this budget, this is one that I haven't really looked at, I guess, is what I should say. But there shouldn't be any bridges being constructed next year. I think we're pretty well caught up with that.
We cut them up on the ceiling too, I'm wondering. We had some of them done, did we do a bunch of them last year? And the year before, I think, that chip sealing.
Yeah, I think M-Shed, yeah, did a bunch of that.
I'll have to watch that and see if there's some more that are due or something.
I know there's that Josie Creek Bridge, but I don't think they're line for that.
Oh, that old metal one over there?
I don't know, whatever's in Josie Creek, it's in Dewey, it's off our,
It's gotta be that one going into the campground.
yes. But yeah,
So
that's,
okay, that's down for this year.
but that shouldn't be a cost to us. I think that's just been put on there, we weren't sure about it, but.
So it's an old metal bridge. I don't know what they're gonna do when they put that in. It's gonna shut down the campground and everything there.
So they're gonna put temporary in,
That was the plan.
something like a temporary on the side while they do the other, replace the other one.
So that should happen next year, you're thinking?
I don't know, I haven't dealt with that, that's a
Oh,
Dewey
okay.
Township thing.
Oh, okay. I thought that was ours. Cause it was it going into that.
she said.
I don't know
that wasn't
where the
them.
line stops there.
So I think Dewey plows, if I heard something a year ago about it, they plow that road in that bridge area.
So it's a town road, hopefully, we're thinking going in there. Okay, gotcha.
Next one's the bituminous, I did bump the labor up a bit on that. Along with the fringe, of course. Utilities kept the same, equipment expense kept the same. Materials there, and production. Shop overhead I kept the same. Insurance, I bumped up a bit based on what hit this year. And then machinery farm. And then here's our principal amount, interest amount. And then miscellaneous rents, I put at 0, I think that miscellaneous rents there from that old plant with revenues, so. And then equipment revenue and production sales, that kind of bases off of what we expect to run through there, tonnage.
So far this year, not good.
Well, them numbers haven't gotten in yet, but they're gonna be low.
We're gonna be behind on that. What we expected for income. Big time. That's what I was afraid of.
You know how it's coming.
That's gonna be a huge kick.
Wow.
I mean, there's 1.15 hanging up there, a little over. Nearly pull half that in, which I don't even know if we're gonna pull half of it by what we're doing for work. Maybe we're looking to pull a third of that in. That's what I think. Some of these projects that keep rolling.
I think a big thing is getting them townships too. I don't know how much townships pay if.
You gotta get back the ones.
Yeah.
I mean, they've all ran sideways and don't have nothing to do with anything right now.
Yeah.
That's where we're losing a chunk of our revenue.
So gravel budget here, I just kept it the same as this year, kind of banking on that. I think we're gonna do some crushing next year, just guessing. That's why I have the numbers in there. Cause this would be our reclamation, is when guys are out there stripping, that gets charged here.
We stripped some off the main pit up there, right?
Yep, I think in May they were working on that. Still put your.
And we notified, do we need to notify the person who's renting the land of that, or did they?
I thought we just did that. I thought we pulled.
We did it before planting season? That's something
I remember talking about it at a meeting about that whole letting the renter know.
We did
I think we would have to, I would have to look at that contract, we might have to, if we're gonna do next year, I think we'd have to let
We
them
have to
know.
let them know like by fall, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah.
Or I can't remember, it was early spring or
Yeah,
late
so
fall.
we'll have to have some conversations with, the foreman
Rovers.
there, and numbers, what we have for inventory.
Did we cut into what we already allotted for? Didn't we already do this? I thought we did this far enough ahead so we wouldn't have to.
And we may have, cause I talked to Mike Robers yesterday, he wanted to come in and talk to the committee, but I told him we needed to be on the agenda to do that. He'd like to talk to us about those fields up there and maybe doing a longer lease so he can, if benefits everyone by him putting more nutrients back in the soil. But he wanted to come in and talk today, and I said, well, it's not on the agenda, so we can't. But he brought up that we did some stripping, but he didn't complain, so I'm thinking we must have told him somewhere. We must have told
We
him.
knew we were gonna do it, and then we were also,
I remember this whole,
So I think we're good with them. I think we're good with them. He didn't grumble about it at all, so he just said we'd strip some.
I guess we do plan to strip next year, we probably should notify them here.
If we're gonna take some more, yeah, I think we have to.
Okay, so then for revenues, stumpage, I just lowered that, I didn't think we'd be crushing as much as this year. Miscellaneous rents, that's your, rent revenue there, land. Sale of materials and supply. I just got that, I bumped it up 5,000. Not knowing how much we'll sell for gravel and such. And then handling charges, just left it as is. Okay, so the equipment one. Equipment labor I did bump, I bumped that to 195, given, cost, obviously of wages going up.
Drove up the fringes too.
Which, yeah, bump the fringe up a bit. Equipment expense, I left at 500. Hoping for a good year, I guess, I don't know. I just went on 24, but in 23, it went over 543, so,
You know, when you say equipment expense, is that repairs?
yeah.
Okay.
Shop overhead I bumped up, given the cost of everything increasing. Equipment insurance I left as is, it's variable, it's kind of been in that 85 area, but 87 to be,
Well, some of this newer equipment will let go up.
yeah, usually insurance will follow that up, I can bump that to 90?
I mean, that'd be the worst idea.
Okay, cover ourselves. Equipment rental, do much of that. Oh, okay, highlighted yellow. We budgeted 750 this year, I didn't know if we're thinking the same thing next year. You wanna keep getting them 2 trucks, do you think they're gonna be 2 tries? Or do you wanna go with the single next year?
No single, we go tandem, we go one, other than a try, we go tandem with an underbelly scraper.
But we're not sure, or what, I
how
know,
many of those we got?
We have 3, besides the quad. We have 3 singles with underbellies, but the price of, single versus a tandem is relatively the same, besides putting material on it. But probably a try and a tandem would be the plan, I got specs and stuff.
So you're thinking we get away from the singles altogether, I mean, especially for the cost.
Yeah, I mean, we can keep 1 or 2 around, but
Going forward though.
yeah, so the purpose for the tandem would be to get rid of, or get a single axle out of the way. You could use it in the winter for plowing, be a state truck, and then in the summertime, you can haul the roller and the water truck around, you leave the underbelly on, you just haul stuff around, and you can haul material being a tandem.
So you're saying use that truck more efficient instead of.
Yeah, instead of letting it sit around.
Sit around. I see what you're going with that,
So you're saying next year, if I understood you correctly at the beginning there, you just want tandems, no tries.
Or we could do 1 tandem, 1 try. Kinda be ideal.
And we'd still have one for hauling some materials and
Right, yep.
try.
Yeah, because it's still gonna replace 1 out in the field for blacktop or snow removal.
What if you went, just for argument's sake, what if you went with 2 more tries? Could you take one of the older trucks? And just, I don't know, take the pushers off of it and use that for what you're thinking?
As far as like in the summertime hauling, yeah, I mean, we could do that. I guess guess,
Or is that the most feasible? I'm just throwing that out there for discussion.
no, that's fine. So the thinking behind it is, the one state truck is, I think, an '02. It's getting old, the underbelly's been changed before and it's wearing out. So the theory is to get rid of that state truck, but the tandem, cause it runs 27 north and south, it's 12 miles each way. So you're only running 24, 25 miles. You run a tri-axle down there, but you're, I don't know, it's kinda counterintuitive when you're only going 12 miles, you stop at the shop, you run the 12 miles, cause that way you can separate your usage. We could get 2 tries and then as they work their way through, they can go out to the standard fleet, and then we're still helping ourselves in the long run with the trucks that are falling apart. I mean, it's kinda, you could go either way, really.
Well, we need 2 more plow trucks again next year, and I'm sure, I don't know what we decide on pickups, at least another pickup. Where are we sitting on the rest of the equipment? What's in dire need other than,
We talked about skidster.
well, that's right.
We haven't heard tractor yet, I think we need a skid steer.
Yeah, I'm kinda leaning toward a skidster, cause that 81's 2004 gallon, it's got 5,500 hours on it, it's getting worn down. Got the loader taken care of. Another broom and tractors, cause we've had an issue with the broom. We need to get any of the broom at least, maybe figure out a tractor in the future here.
Is it just common practice that, what, 5,000 hours of skid steer is considered?
What year is that one?
2004.
2004, it's 20 years old too, I don't know.
Well, I'm just questioning that because, again, I've got a skid steer, 1840 Ks with 13,000 hours on it. And she's never been cracked. Well, I don't know, 500 hours seems awfully low hours. Get rid of it already.
One thing about a skid steer, if it needs some repairs, it's not gonna be as expensive as a loader. You gotta go in and put some new chains in it. Those are probably all old chain drives, I think.
I don't think they've been changed, but yeah, it's chain drive.
Is it a Gale or no?
It's a Gale. 78 ton.
Which motor's in that, you remember?
It's got Perkins in it.
Perkins?
Pretty sure it's a Perkins in there.
Right, I had one with Perkins once, and I thought, can't remember now.
Nickel and diamond, that's bad.
Not yet. The fuel tank swelled up inside there. You usually put an oil filter or 2 on in between services because it rubs a hole right through the filter, so. You have to tear everything apart and try to replace the fuel tank if it's still available.
How the fuel tank swell? How did the fuel tank swell?
I'm guessing age, dirt, debris getting in there, pushing stuff around. I tried moving it before, it won't go back, so it's just deformed is what's going on.
I get both sides of this argument. We can run it longer, cause it should, but then it gets to the point, well, then we got another piece of equipment that ain't worth a penny to sell. I'm not sure if it's gonna be worth much to sell now. It'll be worth something with 5,000, how many hours you say again?
About 5,500.
5,500 hours, 20 years old, somebody might buy it for private property.
I mean, it's worth probably a good penny to the right person right now with 5,500 hours on it.
What I've seen is they're coming down a little bit, some of this equipment is, but seems to be. Cause I was actually looking at it myself. They're not as crazy as they were. Is that what we would probably replace that with, as a track or a wheel?
No, it'd be a wheel.
Well, let's say get 30 grand right there, track's gonna be 20 to 30 grand more.
need another, just that way they can do a small patch just for blacktop culverts or driveway approaches.
I guess it's gonna come down to priority. 'Cause we're behind so far on the pickups too. How much we. So, 2 plow trucks, what are we estimating those with? If we went with 2 tries, or you're thinking 2 tandems with no,
No, we can go with the 2 tries, or we can go with a try and a tandem.
Is the tri more beneficial than the tandem? I mean, what do you actually use, how many of the tandems do you use and how often do they use them?
So we don't have any tandems, we were gonna replace these tandems for the replace the singles for the tandems, we got 3 singles. That's the theory, and then we take the 1 tandem and run that on the trailer, or for the crash attenuator, for rollers, it'd be universal instead of just sitting in the summertime like the singles do right now.
Oh, so you're trying to get rid of the singles?
Correct.
Okay. Go
What
to
I
a
mean-
tandem,
What's that?
and go to a tandem,
Yes, that way it's more universal.
right?
what about those routed out Washburn trucks?
And then that's where we gotta make a decision if we're gonna do 2 tries and push that stuff from state trucks down, or if we're gonna replace that 1 state truck and then get a try and push 1 try out. And we're kind of in a rock and hard place if we gotta figure out what's gonna be the best option. Our state truck at 71 it's a 2002, so it's 22, it's gonna be 23 years old. And Washburn trucks, you've seen the condition of them, I mean, where do we go?
So the 2 new ones that are coming this winter here, those are gonna replace the 2 routed out ones?
Nope, they're gonna replace trucks 35, which is pushed to the back, and truck 48, which is up at the plant for, Alex plant, just moving some stuff around. So, them trucks are already in place to replace trucks that we ain't really using already. We shouldn't or we can't.
So we still need 2 more, just to get rid of the Washburn.
Heck, you need 4,
4 more technically.
at least 3. You wanna replace some of the state trucks? Those ones with the routed out boxes they kinda need to go.
Well, I don't even know why we bought them in the first place, I wasn't here, but that's just stupid, buy somebody else's problem.
So one of them is worse than the other, correct? Or were they both in the same
Did you
shape? I
play
don't
both?
remember.
Did you replate both them, boxes on them Washburns?
What's that?
Did you replate the bottoms of them boxes then, the Washburn trucks?
On Washburn trucks, so 89 just recently got cylinder rebuilt and it's got a new scissor in there and the pins in the back, it's got everything new back there. The box floor is not that great. 88 is the one that's been welded on the edges the box sides are flapping so hard it's cracking up the wall. 89 is also one that's rusted out by the taillight housings as well as 86s. They're all kind of in real ballpark same like condition.
So the ones we're getting that are coming in, can't them actually just go and replace 2 of those? Instead, I mean, you got one sitting out back, and then you got one at the asphalt plant, they're kind of out of the system already anyway. Right?
Yeah, for the
As far as
summer,
being on the road,
for the summer.
do we still use them every day for plow trucks in winter?
For plow trucks, so we got 1 sub truck right now. The driver 35 this coming winter is gonna have to use truck 50. Truck 50 is a 2001, I think. So he's gonna have to use truck 50 because 35 don't. 35 is only gonna come out if we have worst case scenario because the blow by is so bad it ain't come right to the cab. That's been breathing that stuff in. 48 we can mount up for the time being this winter to run that.
So are you gonna have enough when the 2 trucks come?
When the 2 trucks come, we'll have enough to replace 35 and 48, and then we'll have
For
1 spare
plowing.
again. We'll have 1 spare again.
Okay, they'll spare for through the winter,
Yes.
if they show up.
If they show up when they're predicted.
that still December, you think, or is it?
Well, last I talked to him, it was looking like the end of December, early January possibly. Did you get anything different on it?
Just like when he's time to drop off keys, that's all I
Same thing I got, so I can give them a call and see what they're looking like too. That was their prediction, is it kinda looked like it was hanging in that same window.
You know, our problem is, we wait for the budget year,
And we're
and
already.
then we wait too late, we almost need to order them in the fall, so we got them by the next fall for next year's
always
plowing.
gonna be behind.
So we can make when do you guys, in August, is that when you start looking at budgets? Finance? So you could probably get it on September.
I'm almost thinking we should buy another one this fall.
So I mean, that'd be,
I think we should buy 2 more.
Here.
When I looked at that list, it was like 12 out of the 18 were a 1 or 0, so
What's that?
when I looked at the list that, was made up, it was like 12 out of the 18 were in the running.
One or zero, yeah, that was pretty low.
So here's another food for thought. I think it's 26, they're gonna implement it, 27 is the standard when they're changing the emissions tier. It's roughly, at this time, it's $20,000 more per truck because of the emissions.
Wow.
In 26, they're gonna start implementing that. That's
And
coming.
then you're gonna have another headache, because you got a whole new emission system that's not gonna work worth a crap,
Yep.
and they're gonna be in the shop all the time. At least these now, they got them somewhat figured out.
Yes, we've had very, very few issues with them lately, as far as our emissions.
That'll be the 26 model year.
26 model year, and it's the tier, talk to Tom. It's supposed to be mandatory in 27, but they're gonna roll it out in 26. And it's 20 grand ballpark numbers extra per truck because of their emissions.
But then they're trying to eliminate DEF on them too, right?
I don't know if they're gonna get away from that. They've tried and it hasn't worked for them.
John Deere's doing it in their large tractors right now. They changed up how they're doing it, and Case is following. But only in the large horsepower is what I'm being told, so I think there's something out there in the works, but it could be 5 years before it gets down into small engines and stuff.
Yeah, for equipment wise, it might be a little different than DOT standards.
Yeah, 'cause my 2020 Mahindra doesn't have DEF or anything, it's tier 4.
What's that?
My 2020 Mahindra doesn't have any of the regen or anything, it's a tier 4 emissions. Just something,
It's 60 horse and under.
yeah,
Just, I
mine's
think,
a 38 horse, so yeah.
muffler filters, they have something
Something like
that
that, yeah.
doesn't have the depth.
Yeah, it's something with the way the muffler is just.
They put some EGR, when they first come out, they put those EGR valves in these exhaust things and stuff like that. When that crap first came out, it was a headache. In large trucks, it was just a nightmare. And it wasn't cheap to fix them either. I think they went away from that system a little bit now with the DEF, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, they still got EGRs and coolers and stuff, but I think the way they're cleaning it or recirculating it works better than clogging it. You're still gonna have that issue down the road, but I think it's better now.
Yeah, cause when they clog up, it puts you on the side of the road.
It's called delete.
I hear you. So,
I guess to answer the question, are you guys
Back to
comfortable?
hand, right?
Yeah, back over here. You're comfortable with the 750 again?
how much is in the equipment fund now? Is it in here?
Yeah, look in your packet there. Estimated financials or something, 720.
I think we were just over 7 last month.
That was the end of May.
The problem we got, guys, what's making me nervous is we're not gonna have anything coming in.
748, Justin says, end of May.
Problem we gotta keep in mind though is we don't have, yeah,
That's my whole, kind of my whole problem here.
that's gonna throw a whole budget off here at the end of the year. That could wipe out.
That fund really is.
I think you gotta leave it at least that, but to ask for any more, I think there'll be a lot of screaming.
Yeah.
Which by rightly so, I understand the questions behind it.
Yeah.
We were screaming last time.
Um,
Was that 500,000?
I could put a note in the bin we use for meeting agendas about the August meeting, I don't know, about bringing request to bid out, or, you know, if we wanna bid out the trucks. We can jump on the ball faster on that, get ordering them quicker, like you guys were talking about. So maybe instead of December ordering them, we can maybe order them.
Well, it still would come out of the 25 budget.
Yeah, but just get it ordered sooner, so then we're not sitting there, it's gonna come in December, we're gonna get it.
You're gonna have by the time snow flies.
A little bit more time ahead,
I don't like,
lead time.
the bad part about it is you're ordering them before your budget's approved. So then, we need to make sure we got money in the equipment fund if for some reason, so that we can pay for them.
There'll be money in there, but it's gonna drain her.
Right, right.
Yeah, the problem is we ain't got no money coming back in.
When do they approve budget?
It'll be this November meeting. November County Board will approve all the budgets.
We're still stuck with December.
Oh, the beginning of November, yeah, state on order, yeah. I think, I'm wondering what the difference would be, how much better of a deal we get by buying two, or if we should just at least look at one.
I still think we should stay with two. We're so far behind the ball with these trucks right now. Washburns are falling apart faster than we can repair them. We're gonna stick more money into them damn things, just keep them out another 2 years.
Well, we can aim high on that, I mean, if finance gets crabby about it, or you can always change that on us, right? Find it, or when you guys,
Yeah, they can always.
We can, but we usually don't do it without department head being involved, but we haven't in the past, but.
The problem is things are going up. That price is almost fictitious. That 750's fictitious.
I almost think two-spirited is falling two-spirited again in the spring. Once the budget's approved, for sure.
Do what?
Two should be ordered this fall, like you said, and two ordered again in the spring. Like right after the first of the year though. Yeah, but we screwed around last time.
That's kind of
We
like,
moved that up to January, February. We should have trucks by the end of the year. Or time for plowing snow. This whole nonsense of taking a year to build a truck should be coming to an end. I mean, honestly, when did we place the order on these trucks? When it finally got finalized, April? May?
I thought it was,
it was just this year.
Right.
well, I thought it was December.
No, I thought something got messed up with the order, didn't it?
Well, I think the trucks, I think he pushed the trucks through either late December, early January, but then Roe had to come and finalize everything, I think in March. And Roe is where it takes a lot of time too, because they have to make everything for the truck. I think there was some
But then when
changes
they
there.
guaranteed us they'd have it, we were supposed to have had them in August, I think it was. September. That's on it.
The cab chassis? Or- What are we talking
I
about?
don't remember which, but. I don't know, didn't he come back and say though our trucks, the cab chassis got pushed back? Or is it where they're being dressed at, got pushed back?
Not sure, sorry,
What month was that?
that's from December's,
That's from last December.
yeah. December 18th one.
And that's where we down on the bottom, that's where we opened the, was that the truck and the additions? Or is
Yep,
that,
you bid out the cab chassis and then the,
The equipment.
and we
dressing
approved,
it.
we approved it then?
yes.
Okay. Okay. As it was later than that, so still taking a year.
What did you hypothetically just brought that up to?
if you're gonna go,
We're spending 300 and, what is it? What
70,
the
wasn't it?
cost on these two
No.
trucks that are coming in?
And if we levy that million, we have to use it, otherwise it goes back. I remember that part. We're approved on that. We
And-
didn't
and
use
how
the
much?
million. We're gonna use the million.
would we have 320 per truck, 330?
What was the bottom price on those?
We had 100,
Two trucks at 305.
the trucks came to 305, and Monroe came to 167, was that for both trucks, or per
Per
truck?
truck, so I think you need to take the 152, 835 plus
170,
160.
it's about 3 1/4, if there's no hiccups. Rounded up a little,
Right there, you're at,
650.
doesn't leave nothing left over in that, 750. But the hardest issue is nothing's coming back in, that's what worries me.
That's gonna have to be presented before we have another highway meeting.
Yeah, that's why I wanted, even though I was leaving, I wanted to push it.
You
They
take
showed
3
you.
you take 3 1/4 times 3, that's 975. But then again, you put $1 million in there and you get 3 plow trucks and you got nothing left for anything else. Well, the plow trucks could come out of that, and then other stuff's gonna have to come out of the equipment fund. That'd be one way to look at it.
Yeah. I think the board would like to see things come out of the equipment fund, that we're not just,
They wanna see it come out of the equipment fund, yes.
yeah, but we also want to grow, then we don't want them thinking that we're hoarding. No,
Right.
We wanna spend it, we also want to grow.
That's why I'm wondering if the truck this fall should come out of the equipment fund, we just order one out of it and be done with it. That's where my mind's going, pull one out, I was thinking that last month already.
So pull one out of the equipment fund.
Pull one out of equipment fund and get it ordered. Just get one coming again for like, in the next summer,
And then 2 out of the levy.
yeah. But I don't know if John likes that idea or not. I don't know if we really gain any more by buying power by ordering more time. So, we were talking while you were gone, wondering, that's where I was thinking, unless we think it makes that much of a difference on buying power, but I'm wondering, we shouldn't just order one out of equipment fund this fall, and then tell them we need 2 more right away, beginning of next year. That would take our equipment fund down to 400, give or take. That'd still leave us a little cushion there, build it back up, and at least we're showing the board that we're willing to take some out of equipment fund also, which we're gonna have to do. And then leave this at 750 for 2 more trucks. I just don't, what do you think, Justin? Think it makes that much difference if we bid 1 truck versus 2?
I don't think it makes a difference. I got a sheet in here, like I said, about how we wanna build them, and I think once we give them that, then we can just go off that same truck. It don't matter, I think, either way, whether we do 2 or 1 at a time.
Cause I mean, the wash bay and all that stuff's great, I mean, I'm not saying we don't need it, but we gotta fix this equipment first, and this other stuff's gonna have to come in the form of a bond.
Yeah.
Any other type of building projects we do out there, it's, you know, whatever we do is gonna have to be a bond project. I just don't see where the county's got the money to be put asking for $1 billion.
Well, no, I get it. That's the way I kinda, as I threw it out.
Well, it was worth discussing, but
But
What type of-
in reality, you know, that is a realistic number.
where I'm concerned though is how much we're gonna be short on this bituminous fund.
Correct.
Like you said when you walked out.
I'm worried about money coming back in, and there's not a lot, and we're already sitting at July for 2024. We haven't done hardly anything this year to bring any revenue back in. So this is gonna be a hard sell, or just in general, to say that the highway needs this, the highway needs that, but what's the highway bringing in?
Well, they increased it by 20, give or take, I think it was 710 last month for some reason when Emily gave us her update, but I could be wrong, but we increased it, 20 some thousand, but I'm assuming, is that like mowing and stuff like that? Brush cutting, we doing any of that for the state?
Oh, you talking about like the.
How's our equipment fund been growing at all this summer? Is that just late stuff coming into the fund, or?
Well, maybe did a lot of shouldering, so that would trickle in from there, using the equipment there. Well, that'd be.
Well, okay, so.
Shouldering, we are doing brushing for mowing. We're starting state mowing day this week. So we're moving from there. I know down the pipe here, we do have a DMA from the state. So there'll be some revenue from there, some equipment. Culvert patching, I think we have 2 townships for some culverts.
Is this correct by saying that like your June billing estimate's gonna be only like about 43,000?
Correct.
Well, so that she can keep moving, I think we gotta, that gives us that gives us 2 more plow trucks and another pickup. For sure. I think that was kind of our goal last year, but we just never ordered the pickup. Are we in that, change gears on you again, in that 748 that's left there, is there any other equipment that we purchased or approved to purchase that needs to come out of that yet that has not been paid for, such as the pothole patcher, that's gotta come out of that?
The hot patcher still, and then the dressing of the 2 trucks is out there.
302, anything on 302 out of there or no?
There'll be some setups over on 302, that excavator. A little bit more setup out of there, and then that loader. That's out at 500 feet.
Loader's off to 500, that got moved over.
From the, yeah,
So there's, oh, I forgot about that.
there's 120.
That's 120 and change, that's left over.
We were kinda banking on the skid steer or that tractor, whatever they.
That's why I brought that up.
Oh, you gotta remind us that stuff, Justin.
I don't know what
We forget where some of the money is coming from when we say these things. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But it is good to remind us, the community, and it must speak for the rest of us.
We still have not got that patcher.
It's supposed to come this week. I did send an email to you guys when I emailed them after the last meeting. And then it'll be
Yeah,
this
she
week.
updated us, yeah, it
Delivery
was,
this week, and then they'll train this week
So
too.
that thing will make us a little money if we get it.
I know, but now we're in July, it was actually supposed to be.
Yeah, I passed the one away, yeah. It's in there, the torch out. What's that?
Oh, if I crack soon. That's probably the DMA.
Leave it at 750 then.
I think next month though, I think we should put it on the agenda for next month to look at another plow truck and get it ordered.
Yeah, cause you could bank on that coming in 25. Since this levy amount is in our equipment fund. If it gets approved, we pull from there right away.
For the one plow truck.
Yeah, so if we buy it, we order it this fall at one. Gamble, it's gonna come from the equipment fund, but we're gambling that we're gonna get that levy approved, we would take from that levy first. It is in the same, that levy falls in that equipment line, so it's okay to pull from that levy first. That makes sense.
Well, I think we need to do another two right away the first of the year.
Yeah, then we can order the two, and then we would use up that levy right away as that invoices come in. Banking, gambling, that 750 gets approved as well.
So in all honesty, Justin, what do you need worse, a skid steer or another, tractor for mowing? I would say by looking at things out there, it's kind of a flip of a coin, but I'd probably lean towards the tractor.
So we wanted to have a little discussion between Emily, myself, and the other foreman, and it hadn't happened because the way jobs are working out. We wanted to discuss whether we should do tractor or skid steer. And we're kinda on the fence either way. The thing though, if we get a tractor, is we need to get a broom with it. Because our other broom is destroyed. So we need to, we're short a broom. They got that 27 project going on, they're gonna chip seal that, well, we're gonna have to rent a broom. Because we don't have another broom besides our skid steer.
What do you think a broom is roughly gonna cost?
I think last time we were looking at it, it was like 15 or 18, somewhere in that range. But they're gonna have it added on and put on the machine too. That's just the cost of the broom. That's not the setup.
So what's that on now? Which tractor or whatever is that on? You leave it mounted on that tractor all the time?
No, we got a quick attach, kinda like a quick attach. We made it.
Well, you've got that one machine, don't you, where it's totally enclosed, or back in the day you had, is it on a tractor now, or is it on a machine with, had the,
It's just on a tractor.
okay, so
So
I'm thinking of something older.
that broom that was on that tractor, it actually came off of one of the single axles or a haul truck at one time. And they retrofitted it to the tractor, so it came on and off when you used it versus when you're mowing, you would take it off. It was a very good broom. So, but I think replacing was like 15 to 18 just for replacement, but they don't make that style like that anymore, so we'd have to change everything up again.
Okay. So could the broom go on one of the, if you were to replace a tractor, which one would you wanna replace? One that does mowing? And take one of the older ones and put the broom on it, then you're gonna swap the broom around anyhow?
We got that tractor 78, got the PTO this summer, quit working on it. Pretty sure the clutch pack internally went bad, so we replaced that tractor. That tractor, its only use right now is to pull the roller around. I mean, you can't put nothing else on it because PTO won't work. So we
That's
replaced the tractor that is basically just towing stuff around now.
What is that tractor? I mean, is it worth fixing the clutch pack or what? I mean,
No, it's out here, let's see, you should have it on here, 78, it says 96, 70, 7740.
God dear. Got the one out there with the paint fading on it.
Or it's not, excuse me, it's not, he's got the number wrong on here, it's the 96, it's a New Holland or Ford tractor. Yeah, the same things, yeah, he's got the number wrong on here. That one, I don't know the exact hours, the hour meter's been changed at least once. I think it's got 5,000 on it now, but it's been changed prior to that, we got 9,000 on there, it's really unknown what it actually has on it. The shifter linkage worn out, half the time you gotta run out and reline the pins up, can't get that no more. So I mean, it's just kind of going downhill from here on this thing. We had the 3-point part, we just put a clutch in it a couple years back.
skid steer the tractor.
Doesn't know what they would do.
That's kind
You know, is that bad of me? He answered it correctly.
He did.
He's not gonna let me pull one over on him.
I mean, they skid steers do culvert work too, you know. On certain jobs. You get-
So how big of a skid steer you need, I guess, the big thing, because I'm just,
The thing is, I don't have a lot, we're definitely piling a lot of money out there. The thing is, we keep buying new equipment, and this is the question I'm gonna ask, and I probably can ask the whole crew out there, is, we keep buying new equipment, are we gonna take better care of what we're buying, so we don't have to face this in the future of stupid mistakes?
They started carrying grease guns around, I can tell you that.
I mean, are we actually gonna put the time into the greasing and the keeping the stuff nice, because you can back us up right against the wall again real fast.
Oh, absolutely.
So, my question again is, are they seriously gonna take this serious now? The position we're in to take care of this equipment based on the county doesn't have a lot of money to keep throwing at the highway department for ignorance of breaking stuff and not caring.
Yeah, the lack of.
We'll lock up.
maintenance, I need to tell you guys when things aren't right and stuff like that.
I'm not pointing fingers, you know, I'm just.
No. Thing is, it's,
Well, he can't fix what he don't know either.
Right.
there's a lot of that happens, people forget, but it's probably a little more so than needs to happen, but when we're getting pulled this morning you're getting pulled out, a hose blew out right away this morning, then, battery was dead on something, so you got two guys out, and I'm left and trying to take care of stuff, you know, you get phone calls throughout the day, cause you're constantly running around chasing stuff that's breaking all the time, and you can barely stay in the shop because what we got, I mean, that's what we got, there's nothing we can do about it right now.
Right. And it happens, hoses blowing, I get all that stuff.
Well, my thought is, what size skid steer would you need? Like a 60, does it need to be a 100 horse skid steer, or, I mean, a 70 horse gonna be enough?
Anybody you can get away with.
Yeah,
We'd have to look at the profiler, there's a profiler for cutting our blacktop out to match overlay or grind down for miscellaneous situations. We'd have to look at what that calls for a minimum horsepower spec.
so you need a high flow.
We need high flow for sure. Yes. That machine isn't gonna run our feet coming because it ain't got tracks on it, but
And I mean, I guess the next question is, does it have to be a CAT? Can it be a New Holland? Can it be a JCB? You know, JCB's probably
Yeah,
more
zero, I mean.
a CAT, Bobcat. I mean, you just need to fit certain specs and certain horsepower.
yeah, I mean, we'll kinda, I think what would be the best thing to do is kinda like the loader. Have a guy or two guys or three guys go and test these machines out a little bit, cause they've changed so much over the years, just like these loaders. You know, I mean, John Deere on JCB's got that single boom, I'm not saying we should get that, but I'm just saying they got so many variances in these things to try and test them out with their load capacities, you know, the ones in wet dirt, like that case. They had troubles with that, I mean, it was a nice thing for them to do, because on paper it looked great. But even though it's on paper, that's not running the machine.
Well, and I'll be honest, I was leaning to the Komatsu hard, and then when you guys come back with your report,
That was the only one they had, so there's nothing else for us to
Right.
try.
right? If you tried the other one, that might have been a different story, but it is what it is. So,
Yeah. Right, absolutely, but I mean, that's kinda why,
it brought you some with problems, and it would have just turned around and hauling it back down to.
we don't need, we already got enough of that at all.
Right.
That'd be my opinion, if we decide to go for a skid steer, to test it out or check a couple out and go from there, you know, do our due diligence to make sure it's something that's gonna work for us. Instead of being stuck with something for 10, 15, 20 years that's not gonna work for us.
And loader wise and excavator wise, we should be okay now,
I think we're sitting okay,
going forward for a little bit.
for a little while, we should, alright.
You can catch that, John, he's gonna be asking for another.
I was actually just kinda stumbling to say something.
I thought maybe you missed that.
Okay, so my next couple tabs kind of wrap up pretty quickly, I hope. Just bank down $1 million revenue on the equipment, it's kind of been our standard. Don't wanna change that. Radio expense, pretty self-explanatory, just kept the utilities, maintenance and equipment. I wasn't sure on this one, I don't know, I'm trying to remember what the conversation was last year. If Scott was talking about updating our radios, I don't know where that's at.
We talked about it, and the one time we talked about putting it in with the plan for the sheriffs, and I thought we were good.
I don't even know where that.
Or was there a cost that we had to update our budget and stuff?
Yeah, so, Ashley and, Grassman came out, and it was like 10,000, they threw out a number of 10,000 per piece of equipment to get their radio system in there. Per piece of equipment, so it was kinda just thrown out the window at that rate at that point. That's what the number they had thrown us.
Okay.
And, that's all I know of, after that, there was nothing really.
So before you were coming to meetings, we were given the feedback of, yeah, we have the radios, they seem to work pretty good. Most of the guys are using cell phones to need to communicate.
Yeah.
So, I guess, does the county need to look at this radio thing, or are we fine with what we're doing?
The only problem there is we have, that I am aware of, is M North, M South, obviously, and B South, where there's no reception and there's limited radio from the trucks as well in that area. I don't know if they're updating the cell towers down in that area too, like they've been doing, kind of working their way up from the south. That would help, but like you get up to, County F North there, then it gets kind of spotty there. It's not horrible, but that side over there's kind of the main issues over that way.
But right now, we have our own tower system, correct?
Correct. Well, I think we run off their towers or something like that.
I thought it was explained to us, I thought, what was that, John, last year? We quizzed about that, I thought we had our own tower system. We weren't repeating off of theirs,
Off the,
counties, off the emergency services tower.
you know, I honestly, I remember talking about it, but I don't know.
Because we asked, and I don't remember who came in and told us, we asked if we needed to consider upgrading, if this would benefit the highway to upgrade into this system also when we did it, and the feedback I remember getting was no.
I think that's the case. I think we wanted to jump on, get a repeater on there. I think they got a tower over to the east, correct? The sheriff's department? So I think we would talked about getting something over there on their tower, but I don't know whatever happened with that.
Good.
I think in truth, they all fell to the wayside because of its price and its cost, and that's about as far as it ever went, and never came back.
So no one's talked to you about that we have to go on this new system of theirs and we're gonna have to upgrade radios? They just asked if we wanted to do it. Was what Grassman and Ashley did.
Well, Scott had brought them out to discuss it, and even they said it wasn't for what we have for equipment to run their system. It cost us too much.
Alright. That settles that.
Okay, and then we have revenue from the state, they pay us, radio revenue.
Well, that would be enough to put a new system in. Just kidding.
Not much. And then, so this next tab is just down to the state tab, kinda just banking that 756,432 will be our RMA agreement, routine maintenance. Kinda just, it washes out, our revenue and expenses wash out on this one. Kinda like this one, this is our district and school districts. What we expect from our expenses on there, we're gonna get in revenue back from them, so it just washes. There's no fun to it. This is department, 115 expense, revenue from them, 150. And then public, that would be all
a big concern is the bituminous. Anything else? Any more questions, guys? Okay, next up, purchase of highway crew pickup. Your turn again, Justin.
Alright, so I got a few numbers. I got Ram, Chevy, and Ford. Chassis cab and regular pickup will cost. The first one you got, that's the chassis cab Ram. So horsepower numbers, torque numbers, just so you guys are aware, the rough numbers on that, it's 410 on the horsepower for the Ram, 429 on the torque. So, looking at, 52.1 area. The one that's not in there. Oh, that's not right on there. That's the chassis cab Ram, like a flip bag, or not, chassis cab Ford. This has got the 7.3, the Ram had the 6.4 Hemi, it's all gas jobs. The Ford's got the 7.3, it's got the 430 gear ratio. They're both 53,000, this is chassis cab. No, we'd have to get a flatbed put on there. And the Ram does not have a ratio that I seen on it, so I can't give you the ratio, the actual ratio on that, but as far as the Ford numbers, they threw the running boards on there, they're about, $445, so we can take the running boards off. So it's not a have to have, they just put that on there. We can take the block heater off, we don't really use that much either, but it's never a bad thing to have it on there. I did have them add the rear view prep camera for, safety concerns, or you're backing up so you see something, so less damage, $400 to save some damage. So if you took the steps off, you're at, roughly 52.5 area, 52.6. The one that's, not on there, it's right here, it's, GM, I can pass around you guys, I just got one copy. The Ford, jump back, what's that? That is on it? So the Ford, you're at about 430 horse, 475 foot-pounds of torque. The GM, that's got the 6.6, that's chassis cab, that's 55, just about 55 grand. And the add-in, I think we got step tubes on that as well that we can take off.
Where's that one from?
These are from Don Johnson's. The Ford's from Chippewa. Oh, that's on. Oh yeah, these are the Chevy from Don Johnson estimates.
Thank you.
On the GM, there wasn't, we had to add cruise control on there and add the trailer brake control. So that's about, $500 for the cruise control and integrated trailer brake. Commercial steps, we can take $800 off there for the steps. You're at about, like I said, 55,000. These are all the chassis cab.
And that's a 6.6, and these are all gas motors.
All gas, 6.6.
So that's a 6.6 with what's the horse and torque rating in that?
401 for the horse, the torque is 464.
What's the GVW on that one, does it say?
Let's see.
The Ford I see has got listed 11.4.
Yep, these are all single rear tires. We could go dually, but it makes us tight for the room. The Chevy would be 11,007.
They don't, what am I missing on the Dodge?
This is the single axle, not a rear tire, dual rear.
They're all single. single rear tire.
You don't go duals because of why?
The space that we gotta deal with, I mean, I can price them all with duals too.
I thought one of those did have dual.
Duals, yeah, for room. We don't have any duals for, so these would in,
How's a single cab gonna be that much different than a dual?
width-wise in the back.
Not if you go with a bed,
True.
you won't have those fenders sticking out.
Right.
I mean, it might be a tad wider in the back, but I don't think it'd be
And
enough.
all these are gonna be just cabin chassis anyway, so they're gonna have a rack put on them, correct?
Right.
So you're gonna be the same width.
Cabin chassis.
What if you was a dual? Huh?
Cabin chassis dually are usually a lot narrower, aren't they?
I think so. They might not, I mean, the axle might not be that much difference, but you don't have that extra foot of that fender on the box hanging out there.
Right. Cover the wheels, right?
Which is just an excuse to watch them get ripped off, especially if you do construction projects.
So our the plan is to get these, I got two different numbers here, I got it with a box and I got it without a box, that's why we went with the single rear tire. Plan would be to get one or two now, or discuss with you guys, and then, like we talked in the beginning of the year, go for another one or two. And we could go with dualies with a dump bed, we could go with just a standard pickup with a long box, we do extended cab, I mean, this is where we want to start, I guess, is where we're at. Cause on the next three is just the regular pickup, not chassis cab, 8-foot box. We got the same numbers for horsepower and torque between the Chevy and the Ford and the Dodge, they're all the same numbers still. The only difference in the Ford is it's got a 373 axle ratio, so is the GM. The two numbers for the Ford is, one is with the 7.3 gas engine, that one's more, because they do not sell the XL package, Ford does not sell an XL package with 7.3 gas. So you have to jump up to STX, or whatever they wanna call it, for their package, it's basically the same thing with a few more options, it's,
STX appearance package, $5,115.
I don't know why you need that 7.3. You guys are like over horsepower in this, these are county trucks, you don't need to do 0 to 60.
no, that's fine, there's only two engine options for this situation.
Right, so, to me, that's ridiculous.
There's the 6.8 V10 gas, that would be the next one. For the Ford, it's got the same axle ratio, everything else is the same. Running boards can come off that, it can be a little cheaper yet.
These second ones have a box.
Yes.
I'm almost positive Ram's the same gear ratio through 23. You know, that's the range of gear ratio.
So then, the Ram would be a fair amount cheaper on the one with the box. So you're looking
Wow.
at about 4,500-ish, 5,000.
And nothing's really different from the one without a box to this one, other than, I mean, the tranny and everything ended up being the same, and
No, 6-speed tranny on the chassis cab, 8-speed transmission on the regular pickup.
What's their new DB8L series transmission?
The Ford has a 10-speed, I think the GM was a 6. Oh no, there's a 6.
these will be ordered in, or there's stuff they got on the lot, or?
These are hard to find on the lot because everybody's going away from diesels, so the order, Ford was between 3 and 6 months.
You mean everybody's going away from diesel?
Trying to get away from diesel emission stuff. That's what the salesman told me, actually two of them told me that.
Okay, salesman's gonna tell you whatever. I got the 6-speed ASIC transmission, which is a good transmission.
Yeah, the Ford's running 10. The GM is,
GM is either 8 or 10, I wanna say, but
what's that?
I think GM's either 8 or 10, I thought.
If you have the 10 speed, I think they're running the 8 speed. Their breakdown wasn't very good. The only main issue with the RAM is we have to buy another subscription to the computer controls with it, with our scan tool. So the scanning return costs us money to scan or work with these vehicles if they have an issue.
But these come, what's the warranty on these, you know? I mean,
5 years, 60,000. So that's kind of the standard now.
not bumper to bumper though, is it?
No, bumper to bumper is,
336.
yeah,
The power change is 560.
yes.
So by the time we'd have to worry about probably putting a computer on them anyhow, unless you're thinking you need to do it before that. That's why I changed it 3 times anyhow.
Anything's possible in that, I mean, electronics on these things, it's hard to say what you have to do.
Right. So the jams, yeah. So if we go, it's looking like it's, you know, which is quick, a little cheaper to leave the box on. In the long run, but what do we need? Do we need some side toolboxes then put on these yet too, or do we have some that can be sandblasted, repainted, put on these trucks? What do we got?
So a lot of the stuff from the older trucks, if we're going with just a standard box, a lot of that stuff was rotting away and falling apart, like,
Okay.
so you probably have to buy some of that stuff, yeah, back rack. Your toolbox is another, I don't think we got another fuel cell laying around, if we do, we may have one fuel cell laying around. Cause that's, you know, they're fitted with fuel cells,
Either way, we're gonna be buying them anyhow, even if we go with the flat rack.
either way, yep.
The only thing you'd gain by the flat rack would be the headache rack.
Yeah, you get the headache rack, and then there's two prices, I got two different quotes from two different places of the beds.
What do they mean by skirted truck bed?
Skirted with toolbox on the side.
Okay. So that is that up on top or down
All
below?
by the wheels, front and back of the wheels.
Cap to the wheel.
The metal or aluminum?
Metal. These are metal beds, all metal.
I don't know if that's a good option or just, those lower toolboxes, I never had good luck with them. Unless you doused them in oil, they rusted up and went to crap on quickly. I think if you're gonna go this truck bed route, you'd be better off to go with the bed and put an aluminum box on top of it.
Just pull the bed off and pull.
No, if you're gonna go with a cabin chassis and put the truck bed on,
Oh, put the aluminum bed on it.
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't get
You might
any
even wanna look at an aluminum rack. They're out there too,
I didn't price on
from a
them.
rough standpoint.
Saves weight too, saves weight, so not pulling as much weight from your, those people weight.
I mean, they're not quite as strong as the steel, but, I mean,
Box and boards.
of course, by the time we trade off a truck, there's nothing left of the bed anymore, so. It's not like we're gonna reuse them, but they can last longer.
Right. Yeah, anything with the aluminum box and floors, you could beat up a lot faster, but.
What scares me about going to aluminum is probably gonna up this price at least 50%.
Oh, yeah, they're pretty pricey. I have not, pulled the trigger yet on mine. I know it's still waiting.
But, so we could go, I mean, for a usage standpoint, it's almost looking like we're cheaper to leave the box on and put some toolboxes on the side.
Yep.
And a headache rack.
Yeah.
These come with spray and bed liners, any of that stuff too, or no?
I'm sure that's.
Probably extra, yeah.
Is that something we need to consider? Yeah, and I'm thinking spray and bed liner, they're pretty tough.
The last
They are, if you get the, well, there's three different options to it, it's thickness, why, too.
if you get the one that they put in usually, my Dodge's got a pretty tough one in it right now, but now I don't haul equipment in it either, but it seems to be pretty thick. So that'd probably be another, give or take $500 to put the bed liner in, out of the fill coop,
When you say
what
the
it'd be for the
tradesman,
undercoating.
level one equipment group for the tradesman, what that is.
Well, some of these now, I don't know what Dodge does. Are these like cloth?
So in the
Or is it
Ford,
like they've been coming out with, like Ford came out with like a fake leather that's like a real heavy vinyl, but
the Ford is cloth. GM, like the GM was cloth as well, but I think you can switch the seats on the Ford, but that'd be something I'd have to look into if that's the way we wanted to go.
Dodge is heavy duty vinyl 40, 20, 40 split inch.
That was dually, it's a dually.
Dodge is a rear wheel.
Jet black vinyl trim, seat trim for the Chevy.
I guess it comes down to guys, we think we should go dually or not, but dually's gonna add cost
It's
too.
only 46,000.
Where?
Correct, right?
That's the numbers they sent over.
Yeah, it's about 7,000 government incentive.
Dual rear wheel with box. Oh,
The only issue I had seen with the Dodges, with the 3500s, if you overload the boxes, they're prone to crack at the frame.
What?
They're prone to crack, but there's been several that have, they put big campers in them, and they've been.
Okay, now, come on.
I've only seen a couple.
I know, but I'm gonna correct you and help you on that. Do they also pay attention to their gross?
No, that was the issue, is they were overloading it with these big
It's
campers, but,
human error on the purchaser,
yeah.
not on the equipment.
The only,
You know how that is.
the only other issue I could point out would be for the Ram would be it's got the MDS in it, which is the multiple displacement cylinder shutdown, and which they're prone to have issues. You gotta take that engine apart. I mean, not fully get the heads off and tear it out, potentially put a cam in it, cause they do tend to grind the cam lobes off. Whereas the Ford and the GM do not have shutdown cylinders.
I know a lot of them are getting away from that.
Yeah, in a heavy duty application anyways.
I guess another thing is, who thinks they can get up to us the quickest?
GM for sure is out 6 months at least.
Okay,
Ford says 3 to 6. Dodge didn't give me a date. Or Ram, excuse me.
I don't have a personal preference, I think they're all built about the same anymore, either you flip a coin and you got one that works or it runs, or you don't. That's just me.
What, you'd mentioned back a while ago, or mentioned that the cruise control is like another $500, but
On the GM one.
why is cruise control such a big issue to have, or not have, I guess, or have?
Well, if you take a newer vehicle out of county for picking a piece of equipment or some parts run, it's easier to set it and go.
Kids are too spoiled today. Maybe never had cruise control. I put Winter's fine. Or you can just go get a tree branch. I don't have a preference, but I just don't think we wanna spec them out, you know, on the top of the line trucks. They are just counter truck trucks.
I do like that the GM's got the 10-speed Allison.
No, that's an option.
Oh,
We didn't,
I missed that little point.
yeah, that's a heavy option.
Okay, forget that.
That's it.
Does it have in it then, normally, is it the 8 speed or something, or was it
What's that?
otherwise?
I think it's got 8 speed, it could be a 10 speed, I don't know, but it's not the Allison, it's either 8 or 10, They didn't have much for me because they just finally got their 25 built out. I got all these papers from GM Friday, because they were able to find it.
What are we pulling with these trucks weight wise? Other than skid steers, I mean, is that about it?
Skid steer's a standard, culvert trailer, which isn't too extremely heavy. We got a little cat vibratory roller, all that around with it.
Okay, what I'm getting at here is, do we need dualies?
I don't think we need dualies, we don't haul
We're not
any.
hauling any weight to that extent,
No.
where there's no sway in the back of the truck, that kind of stuff when we're hauling this stuff. That'd be the only advantage going to a dually.
Not that anybody said to me, I mean, like.
Otherwise, in my thought, it's just two more tires that we gotta rotate around and, you know.
Keep an eye out for it.
Makes sense.
And, cause I wanted to eliminate that, cause if we're gonna go dually, then you're gonna wanna probably go flatbed. Just for width wise, cause you put fenders on, you know what happens, guys, it's gonna get hit, it's gonna this, so if we're gonna go single,
And they blow up.
my thought is if we're gonna go single, then we just go regular box.
As far as if we went dually, we could, get another dump bed on a truck, I don't have no numbers for that, but even if we went in the beginning of the year again and looked at this, we could get a flatbed or a dump bed. Would, kinda take place of one of the flatbed dump beds we got rid of. And then it could be a backup for the one that's got the 6-liter Ford in it, or Navistar, that likes to always break down on us, so it'd be a backup truck, so, or it could be take place of that truck.
So you're looking more for just a crew cab to just throw stuff in and go, whereas in the future you're looking for more like a dump box style.
Yes, in the future, whether we
That could be a regular cab, couldn't it, or we still think we need a 4-door for
Didn't
that?
we get rid of our 4-doors? One of them or something?
We had 23 was the one that we,
Right, so we wanted to get another crew cab to replace that one.
yes, yep, we wanted to get at least one crew cab to replace that.
That's what I thought. I remember that.
As far as the
Do you
regular
think
cab,
we need a 4-door with a dump box, or would it?
we could probably get away with extended cab, cause then it gives you the availability to throw signs in there. If you got material in the box, you can throw your stop and go paddle, or you can put stuff in the backseat easier. You know?
And sometimes maybe there isn't that much of a price difference between extended cab and 4-door,
Yeah, right, it depends.
you know?
Yeah, cause I mean, some of them that's their quad cab or whatever, versus a crew cab.
Yeah, GM's got
Cab or whatever.
double cab, Ford's got extended cab, Dodge's got the quad cabs.
But right now, we just need some basic pickups, correct?
Essentially, that's where we're at.
I mean, this one Dodge, it does say, like John said, dual rear wheel.
They must have,
It's in the pricing, they added $1,376 for it.
Looking at these Fords, one of these Fords is only a 10.9 gross vehicle weight rating package. It's less than the other one,
Yeah,
that's
that's
11.9.
yeah, that's one with the smaller engine.
But on here it says that's the V8 6.8. On the listing. So that would just be the Godzilla that's got a smaller crank.
Oh, yeah, you're right, it's not the VTEC, she's got a V8.
Is this the biggest gas motor Dodge puts in, is this 6.4?
Yes.
I had one, unfortunately, it's got all kinds of power, but, well, it's her gas.
Yeah. That's 6.6 GM, that's only got like 14 miles per gallon highway.
And that,
8-speed tranny should help a little, but.
that cylinder dropout, you can turn that off.
Not on the newer ones, you cannot.
I find that awfully surprised, because we were just talking about this, and the guy's got one, he shuts it off.
What you can get around it is you take your shift selector and put it down, say it's got the 8-speed, you put it in 6th gear, so it doesn't kick it down. If you were to
I think
actually,
8 gears is way too many for a county truck anyway, you guys only do about 45 mile an hour anyway.
Yeah.
Truthfully, in my opinion, you guys are buying these 8 and 10 speed transmissions, you're just looking for trouble.
we don't offer nothing else.
I know, I get that, that's not your fault or mine.
Yeah.
I think that's just a waste. We're gonna end up changing out transmissions before we change out anything else, just because of the, they're changing to the 10 and 8 speeds like that.
Yeah, and if you get the year that they upgraded it, it's
No.
Nobody else is market. It's a competition right now between the manufacturers
Yeah.
to see who can get as many speeds as they can in a casing
In the same size casing.
and send it down the road. So,
With, our 2017 Chevys, we got the 6-liter, and, 6L90 or whatever it is, we had to rebuild both of those. We bought them new. They had issues with them for whatever reason. It's not like the guys are wrecking them, we took them to the transmission shop and said, oh, we got one on the shelf already, ready to go for you guys.
Yep.
That's how common.
Yeah, I had the 6L80 in my half ton, that one was fine, but not those cleans to it. I had a pro charger on my truck, so.
I got the 6-speed 8s in my truck. I think it's great, but I do a lot different driving than you guys.
Yeah.
I had the 6-speed Allison in mine. Oh,
That'd be nice too.
So if you look at these two Dodges,
Rams, not Dodge.
whatever,
There's a difference.
these two Chryslers, and these two Fiats. Thanks, Laura. So we got the one with the box with the lighter duty tranny, which is if you take the tranny or take the dual rear wheels off of it and bought it as a single rear wheel, it should be around 45.3. If it can be ordered this way.
Right.
Then you take the cabin chassis up front, and that one is $7,000 more, and I'm trying to figure out why it's at the same motor other than the heavy duty transmission, which is $1,000 upcharge.
This one's also listed as a dual.
That's because it's Ace.
Well, it's listed as dual also, but just take dually to dually, and there's $5,500 difference.
Right.
And why is the cabin chassis more?
You're shorter. You're 172.4 wheelbase on the.
169 versus 172.
That's the
3 inches.
shorter.
What else is different here?
Well, it's got the, it's DD8L93, 8L D2, 8L92, so that must be their separation between the box.
Cab to axle is 60 inches. What's that on the other one?
The difference is the government incentives. $7,000 off for government incentives in the bottom, second line up.
Oh, why aren't we getting it on the first one?
I'm not sure on that.
It shows 0 for government incentives, -1. I mean, if you get the 7,000 off of this, it's kinda no brainer not to buy one of these with the dump box on and buy one of them with just regular cab.
Yep.
Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
We have to get a quote for the dump box, but. And then you have 2 4-door trucks and done. I mean, I'm gonna guesstimate the dump box is probably 10, 12. You got any idea what those cost, John? No? Probably more than I'm thinking.
I'm not sure on the price on that.
What the hell? Let's see.
I mean, it does look like from a monetary aspect, the Dodge is a better deal than the Ford, doesn't it?
Why is it on the one that's rear wheels are 15.5? And then on the other page, on the other Dodge is 14.5.
Well, that's, I think it's because of the cabin chassis versus your regular, because I do believe they are shorter.
They're the same damn wheels.
I know they are, but the width is different.
That makes no sense.
I know, but it's all, they like to price stuff sometimes.
Marketing. Well, you know.
There could be another $100 figured in there for the bigger fenders. I don't know what the locks.
Back in the day, chrome bumpers used to come with vehicles, now you gotta pay for them too.
Every little thing though.
They don't make a bumper for a vehicle, you gotta buy your own.
Yeah, they come with it.
Yeah.
With a stamped piece of
What it comes
plastic.
with is half plastic and the rest of the metal.
My point is, it used to be standard.
I hear you. Another thing I'm wondering, are we putting like heavier bumpers on these when we get them with any type of push guard or anything when we buy these trucks, or should we be, or?
We had been, but the last truck we got, we did not, but we have been putting,
I'm almost thinking an aftermarket,
Yep,
good
yeah,
heavy one.
that's
They
what we're
also
doing.
have like a ranch hand style or whatever on it.
That's what we're doing for fronts, we never really did much with the rear.
I don't know if you need much for the rear. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yes, but as far as the fronts, it usually helps, we get the heavier duty ones, so they take gears a little easier. Instead of wrecking the fender and the headlight and the grill and the hood.
Well, I've hit 3 birds this year, so. That front end is huge on trucks. Normally my 2002 or anything back, birds never had an issue, but for some reason they can't get out of the way fast enough now.
Right.
I've taken 3 of them right in the grill.
I see they've got all these Dodges too are all figured black with diesel gray. I don't know what we're gonna stick with the maroon or what, or something along those lines.
Tomato, tomato.
I guess.
Well,
gray,
maybe we should
white,
stick with one color, I think, for these highway trucks and be done with it.
What color were we thinking?
That's my point.
Cheapest.
I guess I don't know if there's really too much of a difference as long as you're staying out of the tri-coats for paint, for price wise.
Yeah.
But I mean, they should be at least in the general area of the same color scheme.
So, what do we got mainly? We got some red ones, we got some maroon ones, we got a couple white ones. Got some more red.
See, it's a rainbow color.
I mean, we could go with white, we could go with red, either one. So I had white on here, but they put gray.
We should go back to bright orange.
Bright orange, there you go.
Never seen that.
Red.
I don't know, but it should be a consistent
fades
color that
faster.
kind of matches the trucks.
Red does fade faster.
White, I know, depending on the company, either clear coat peels on them or.
Yeah.
White's not gonna be, think about it from a safety standpoint too. White vehicles in a snowstorm,
Yeah.
I mean, even with the little lights on
Well, I don't know, you drive a white vehicle.
it, yeah, well, that's different. I didn't have to go through a committee to purchase it.
Mine's white too.
It's a committee of me, myself, and I.
Pretty much, and then he looks over here.
That's why we put.
And it was the cheapest one on the lot, that's why I went with white.
And that's why we put, amber and green lights on all the trucks.
Well, I don't care, I'm just saying, I remember my sister one time had a white car with a snowstorm and got hit.
She should have been out there.
She didn't see the other car coming.
And that was probably a color it stuck out.
Get back on topic.
I don't know, go with the standard color.
Well, we got a problem here though with these bids. So what do you wanna do here? Well, there's such a difference in variation in these bids. I mean, you got one with the box with dual rear wheel, so we don't know, can we get that in a single rear wheel? And is that just gonna take off the price or not?
Yeah, we'd have to make sure we get that government incentive still on it.
Right,
Yeah, that's.
is that what's kicking off the incentive?
Right. Well, maybe the other one don't get the incentive because it's got the 6-speed tranny doesn't have the shutdown for the Ram with, the chassis cab, that don't have the incentive, it's got a 6-speed tranny, don't have no cylinder shutdown on it either. Is that part of the incentive?
I don't know.
I think you're gonna have to, get these guys harder,
Yep.
get more of a clarification.
Well, then, okay, now look at the Ford with the cab and chassis, where's the? The only discount I see is $600. So what's the incentive on the Ford? Am I missing it? I mean, he took 5,000 off.
Yeah, off MSRP.
Right, but I'm not seeing a government discount there either.
On one that's 52, it says discounts of $600.
How about that other Chevy one you've got, Justin? Is there anything listed on that? I'm not seeing one on
They don't have
this one
anything,
either.
they don't have anything discounted on the Chevy, it doesn't say anything, it just says 54,995.
So just straight up cut the price.
That's what they printed out for me.
That's Don Johnson's for you.
Because they feel their prices are already low enough, they shouldn't have. That's what I'm told.
What's that?
At Don Johnson's, they feel their prices are always low enough, so they shouldn't have to cut.
Well, I think we should buy it from where we get our government discount, don't you guys?
Ford only has the 600 down on the bottom corner on all 2 pages.
But I'm just a little baffled why the one doesn't qualify and the other one does. Or did they screw up and not put it in the bid?
I think we'll have to do some more digging. Get exactly.
I mean, are you guys happy with how well, and this one's not spec'd out right either, it's got dual rear wheels.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do, have them go back to the drawing board?
No, yeah, but Justin, go back to the drawing board on this, and he's gonna have to get more specific with these guys and get better numbers exactly to the trucks, how you want them. I don't want,
And I guess you're
if we
gonna,
don't want dual wheels, we shouldn't be looking at dual wheel trucks here. We should be looking at single axle trucks based on how you want them lined up, Justin. With box, without box, just a single wheel cab chassis.
and if you think you want a dual rear wheel and you need a dump box, then better get a quote on the dump box on it, so we know.
Yeah, that's fine.
But if you're just looking for pickups right now and single rear wheels, then I'm with John, then all we need is a quote on a single rear wheel.
Yeah. The problem is they just finally got this email to me Thursday, and they were I give them all the specs I needed. So then came Thursday, I printed it off, set it on the desk, and then we were this morning.
As much as I hate to throw you back into the ring here.
It's gotta get done. It's gotta get done.
You have a month now, supposed to be,
Again.
and you're just gonna have to get boisterous with these salesmen. Don't let them sell you something, don't let them tell you what you think you need.
No, I told them what we needed.
I know,
Ask
but
lots
they
of
don't-
questions,
but that's
see what
they're
options
gonna-
are out there.
That's what they're trying to do, is sell you something you don't need.
Yeah, right, so they can make $1.
Right. So, I love salesmen, gotta have them.
I mean, what else is around too? I mean, it'd be nice to buy local, but if the truck's not gonna spec, it's not gonna spec. I'm trying to think what others out there that he can get quotes from.
Southworth. I'll call them.
Southworth.
Iron Baron.
We bought that used truck from, Courtesy,
Courtesy, huh?
we can see where they're at.
So what's the consensus to go back and get clarification on trucks and bring it back to the August meeting?
Yeah, there you go. So we wanna make a motion on that, or do we need one?
Need a
We
motion.
don't need a motion on that.
Okay. Alright, next.
Okay, so, oh, sorry.
Storage containers. Yeah, they said next storage container.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear you.
That's all right, it wasn't very specific, but purchase of a storage container there.
Okay, so we have two here, one's Stokor out of Wisconsin Rapids, what you see there is, they're 20 and they're 40s. Delivery, $414, they're used, runs 3,600 to 39, new is at 6,000. And then our next page is an inventory for Wisconsin Container, that kind of adjusts week by week, depending what they're getting in. So they have their prices for each item, and then for, delivery, it's $322. So what we're kinda seeing is, new containers are roughly $6,000. We're kinda looking at the one trip, if you look at the Wisconsin Container, a 40-foot, one trip, in the condition, for sale, so,
You'd save after delivery, well, take the delivery out of it, you're gonna pay that on new one anyhow. Maybe about $1,100. And some of them a little more.
What size are you guys looking at?
a 40-foot.
40 foot.
Yeah. And then in the condition for that Wisconsin Container, the condition column.
Yeah.
Wanna look for that new one trip.
Yeah, the beige one.
It doesn't matter on the color.
Oh, I was just looking at the same here.
Yeah. And location doesn't matter for that company either, it is still the 322.
Did we approve like 7,000 or something like that? Let's go last month.
It's been a while.
So we're looking at, okay, maybe like, this one back here,
Like number 47 on that list.
number 47 on that list.
Yeah, cause some of these others here for 4,900 and stuff, is it 9 by 8 by 7?
Trying to keep with you here, but I'm kind of confused, are we looking at like brand new? I mean, if that's the case, that's a 2024.
Yep, so it had only one trip, so I guess you would consider that.
And we allowed how much up to?
7,000, I thought.
7,000. And quickly just run. Huh?
We have to look back in the minutes, I'd have to find it, you want me to try to find it?
Yeah, I didn't know this was approved, that we could look it up.
I mean, you got one in here that's a 40-footer for 38 and another 40-footer standard for 37, so it's.
And that inventory adjusts if we go, this is from 7-9,
I
so.
guess what I'm saying is why, I thought we had discussed, and quote me if I'm wrong, or my memory serves me right, we wanted two containers, one put up at the asphalt plant, and then one down here,
Okay.
or both down here. I don't know what the question, I don't remember exactly how it was, but I thought the conversation was to get two. As the train talk. And we figured comfortably at 7,000 should be able to get to three.
How long ago we talked?
This was just a couple months back.
Yeah, this is wild.
Hell, a year ago, we approved, up to so much money to get them, but that's been so long, I don't think we better go off of that.
Yeah, it was in Clinton last once, cause I was here for that meeting.
Yeah, you were here.
I remember approving the 7,000. I know we discussed talking about trying to find ones with the doors on the side.
I guess what it came down to is you wanna get the bang for the buck.
Yeah.
And new, we already know, our new was gonna be expensive. And there's big used ones out there.
Well, if you look at these 40-footers, they've even got some with roll-up doors in the back of them. And they've got a 40-footer with drop-down shelving.
Yeah, I see that now.
here for one, I know he was.
I don't think it was last month, maybe not, then it was May, I think.
That's what I'm in right now, it's
Either way, it was already discussed and approved to buy them.
I think you're thinking way back. When Hemsh was here, yeah, we approved it also.
Right, and when Emsh was here, we also approved it, and nothing ever transitioned, because they were coming back with $7,000 and $8,000 containers.
Yeah.
And we said, no,
Yeah, the price on them's come down quite a bit.
so we pulled the price down and said, keep looking, but nothing ever transitioned.
The highway department has 3 storage containers, but we requested to sell in place. Not selling it.
What did we find out about the trailers, because that was what we discussed.
Auction trailers, what we discussed last
Something
meeting.
for
Right.
auction.
Yeah, and that's when we were told to get more estimates of the storage containers, on my notes here.
And that was just last month, right? That was just last month.
Yeah, June 17th.
All down over there, huh? You called me right out on the carpet.
I'm trying to keep track. Like I said, nothing to be behind.
Well, I don't know why we need to reapprove this again, do we? When we already did it,
I'm trying to find
for 7,000?
I'm trying to find it, I can't. But I know we discussed it.
Yeah, I thought Jim made the motion.
Well, if you went 240
This
footer,
was, you were here when they were to sell, not to buy.
Okay. I swear. I remember that.
And everything's with one.
I'm sure whoever. I don't know if she was here yet.
Like 22-ish.
Is it 22?
You came back.
I started,
Probably should just,
can we do a renew one?
I think you should, yeah.
We'd like to get a 40-foot new storage container.
I mean, you should reapprove whatever you're gonna do, John, that's what I'm saying.
So if you guys wanna approve 6,500, 7,000,
you only want one? Or do you want a 20 footer then also for like over by the parts?
the 40-footer would,
I would go on the back by the Quonset is where it would go.
I thought the whole point of this was to give you more room in that parts room.
Yeah, between that and cleaning out the Quonset, so we had more storage, area to park in there, get rid of the culvert vans out of there.
Cause we also talked about looking at the ones that have already got the bays in them.
Yeah, did you find anything like that?
Did not find anything like that.
Closest thing I see.
You had the one in Holcomb.
Holcomb, but I don't know if it's still there or not.
Did you ever talk to him?
yes.
Speaking of which, longer Sundays we can buy lunch.
You,
Breakfast is
you
pretty
get me
thin.
more than the rest of us.
Breakfast was pretty thin, a Red Bull will go. That's about it.
The 20-foot containers are 5,000, the 40-foot containers are 7,500. That's the one rate you're going to Holcomb.
Those are the ones with the multiple doors on the side though.
That one was the equipment place.
Yeah,
I seen that.
just south of Bachman's there on the
Oh, Chippewa Valley?
east side. Yeah, Chippewa Valley had the ones out there with like multiple side doors. But maybe that isn't what you guys want. I mean, maybe that's not what you need, but it had like, it was split into like 4 10-foot bays, roughly, I'd say. And it had side doors, and I think it had an end also, but you could lock the ends and you could just go in, like you could put this in this bay, that and that bay, that and that bay. But for longer stuff, it's probably not the most practical.
We could put, you know, our old manpower could put service doors in this.
Or you build like a shelf system in there, you walk through the middle, you take off what you need.
Well, it don't matter. You guys gotta work with it. I don't
Yeah, it's
care.
whatever you guys think you need best.
So, what's your motion, John?
To,
You might have to bump up your number a little bit.
I'm already pitching.
If used are 36
I'm
to
already
39.
pitching at 7,000.
No, but are we buying one or two?
Well, and
What
that's,
about
that's
budget?
my problem, right, is, this is why this has not been done yet, because Dan, or whoever brought this back, we chewed him down to the fact of keep looking and looking harder. And I don't know how to throw this one out, because I know they need it, but I feel $7,000 or $5,000 for a brand new one, you need a brand new one. And there's a lot of good used ones out there.
Well, as they're watertight,
I mean, we go for water, I guess we go for water type, we just didn't wanna get something that within a week in a year or two.
before COVID, or during, there was a guy up here at the gym was selling a bunch of them, he was guaranteeing them watertight, but I don't know what. I didn't-
Mine are watertight, mine are 20s, but bought them used and they work just fine.
I mean, watertight should be rodent and insect tight too, I would think, but.
Yeah, so I mean, if you go with like 45 Justin's point down here, he's watertight, and that's 3,800.
Right, so you go 6.
But do you need one or two?
I thought just one.
You wanna just do one for now and see how it works?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's start with that.
Okay, John, what's your motion?
Well, now what do you wanna do?
We're gonna do one and see how it works.
Well, up to what dollar amount?
You know, that's the thing.
It's not guaranteed they have this one right now, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably the same one.
So these ones, this first and second page here, after the Stowcore, is this all Stowcore, all three of these pages?
No,
No, the stoke core is just the one page.
Okay, then the other ones are off the inventory.
Yep, that's that Wisconsin container.
Yeah, they're out of everywhere.
I mean, for 6,000, you can get almost a brand new one that's had one trip, but, and the other place is brand new for 6,000, so, but they want more to haul it, right? Buy a new one from the, out of Wisconsin Rapids, they went $400 to deliver it.
Yeah.
And you said the other one here was how much?
322.
Well, might as well buy a one trip then with the 322. Or up to a one trip, unless you take a water try to work. This will work. Better be. It's calling it new one trip.
Right, so it still should be kind of like,
I would sure.
whatever, if you guys just want one container, then I don't have. Jeez, I can't believe we're still talking about this, kicking this can.
Yeah, for up to how much and the
I'm
budget.
working on it,
And how many?
my mind is getting fried because I'm hungry.
Come on, need a motion, somebody make a motion. Else I'm gonna move on to the next agenda. There you go. Not that
I'd
hard.
still say up to $7,000, but I just, if you buy this one for 5, that still leaves you some left over. I just think you're cutting yourself short, tucking all your money into one basket. When you can buy two, you know, if you just work this right. And it'd still be watertight and cargo worthy. That make sense?
Well, from what I'm seeing, it's gonna take more than 7,000 and 2 40-footers. For 7, and get them delivered. Cause the one outfit they use is 36.39, and you look at the other one, and their cheapest 40 is 3,800. 3,700. And only one of them says watertight, and the other one says new one trip on that sheet. One's 38, and one's 59.
Almost $3,500. We got to stay over there. What's your opinion?
I thought 7 was probably good, but if there's 2, what's the process?
seven's good enough?
Yeah, and if they can find two for that price with full deliveries, then, yeah.
Well, I guess it's their choice. If they wanna buy new and spend all the money in one basket, that's okay.
From what budget?
But
Equipment.
equipment fund, yeah, I'll make a motion.
So I'll just understand that we can buy one, buy two.
You got $7,000 to play with, you spend it how you see fit.
Okay, alright.
Is that including delivery?
Including delivery, yeah.
Including delivery?
Yeah, you have $7,000 to play with.
Yeah, okay, I understand.
I mean, that's it.
I think they're probably only gonna get one from what I'm seeing, but maybe, not.
We'll see.
Maybe you'll get a 20 and a 40.
Okay.
I don't think you'll get two
Well,
40s.
hopefully you wanted to come and see us again, Jeff. The last time you see us.
Right, okay.
So the motion's been
I
made
ain't,
by.
I ain't gonna see it again because you
Hey,
have
hey, hey,
$7,000.
Hey, let's get back on
You
track.
spend how you see
You're a little,
fit.
you're a little carried away. Back on track. So who made that motion?
You made the motion, I
I make
second.
motion.
Alright, Caleb made a motion to purchase up to $7,000 with delivery on one or two containers. Seconded by Alec, Mr. Hampton. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Adopt the highway application permit approval.
Okay, real quick, it's, the Adopt a Highway group name is gonna be Team Nicholson Road Warriors. This is gonna be on County Road J, from May West Road to a quarter-mile north of Silvernail Lane. Across the road from Croydon. I can't read it. Anyway, it's a quarter-mile north of Silvernail Lane, Township of Rambo. So, guess we just need your approval for the Adopt a Highway permit.
Motion been made by John to approve the Adopt Highway application permit. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Hampton. All in favor? Opposed? Motion approved. Back to the storage container. Did we say where that money was coming from?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. There was so much jibber jabber going on that I lost track. Okay, we're getting out of control. Alright, do we have any out of county travel?
No, I just need signatures on that form for meal reimbursement for the Texas guy.
Oh, back to
Who the hell approved that? Chairman?
that. No, proof that.
Yeah. I'm not signing it. Next up, Highway Commissioner report.
Okay, asphalt plant update, we paved, last week for Township of Dewey, a little over a mile, Thornton Road. The guys are finishing up driveways on that today. We do have some culvert patches for a couple townships plus our own. Also, Sawyer County is wanting, I think he said 60 ton, so doing that this week. Gravel pit updates, crusher should be moving in, obviously we approved the bid of the half inch recycled blacktop. The bill update, that's the county M, I don't have any update, just that there's some invoices trickling in for the design phase of that project. Construction projects update, we touched on that a little bit earlier, County Highway D with LRIP, that's been bid out, approved, Haas will pulverize that in August. Otherwise, bridge inspections, I have an update on that, I believe there is a meeting in September, with our bridge inspector. Also, to add to that, as food for thought, think on is that we are looking to add a mechanic position, but we're gonna wanna look to see if it wouldn't be exactly an additional position to the department, but more of not hiring for a highway worker. think we have one open. It would just be shifting that over to a mechanic. We're not keeping up with,
Breakdowns all the time, consistent service calls. You guys see what the condition is, and then you get service calls on top of that, you can't keep up. You're never gonna get ahead, but you can't keep up.
so just a food for thought, to think on there that would be coming possibly down the pipe here in the next month or two.
Anything else? Any questions for Emily? Okay, highway safety report.
Okay, we have a meeting scheduled for this Thursday. Last week we had Dustin scheduled for some training, but we were paving on Dewey, so we had to reschedule that until August. We had it scheduled for Wednesday, but we were only able to get trucks on that Wednesday. So we couldn't make it work.
Okay. Anything else regarding safety report, no incidences, anything like that?
Nope, not to my knowledge, unless you're hitting
Good.
something.
No, nothing, I'm
No.
just,
Nope,
Unless
nope.
you're
okay, highway financial report.
Okay, first page there is just the estimated financials, the June billing, year-to-date billing. Right there you can see on that project here, a little bit of that county M, 4,000 came out. Came out of there. Towards the bottom there, you got your fund balance, end of May, equipment fund balance at 748, 588 change, and then the blacktop fund balance at a negative 596. Which leads us then into the next 6 pages are budget transfers requests, kind of shows you what went down in May for each of those budget lines, admin. And then the ending balance on the bottom, the maintenance budget balance, what went through for the month, and then remaining. The winter, there was material sales, that was just us filling out our salt contract, so that is why you're seeing that there. Construction budget's there, that's that 4,000, that's that county unbilled project. And then the bridge, there was just a filtering of a state invoice on the county B bridge from last year. And then there was no culvert bridge aid for May. After that, you have your AR aging report, that damage claim for 1,700, that is paid. That, as of the report, that should not be on there anymore. Then you have your winter maintenance, nothing changed on there, from April. After that is your equipment operations year-to-date, this would be through 6/30. Your revenue and your costs. That's it.
Okay, any questions on that, guys? Do we have any announcements for highway committee? Okay, next up, hearing none, next up, approved payment of highway invoices. Everybody need a little time to go through them, or? Is that a yes? Silence? Back to your, update, Emily, where we at on the uniforms for the guys? Did we get that little, pickup out? Or has there been any issues?
Yeah, oh yeah, sorry, you made me think there for a second. Yeah, you had me check in about, there was a lighter shirt. No. What they
Okay.
have there is what they have.
Alright, we'll have to get another update next month or whatever. So I mean, it's going over at least, the guys are using them and stuff, I mean,
We
does
don't have
everybody
them
have
yet,
them?
we don't have them yet, sorry.
We don't have any yet.
No,
Okay.
I can reach out to our rep. Get an update on that. I know they have to order them, but I don't know why it take that long.
Make motion, pay the bills.
Okay, I got a motion from Mr. Taylor to pay the bills, do I have a second? Second from Mr. Hampton, any further discussion or anything on the invoices? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye, all opposed? Pay the bills. Need to set our date for the next highway meeting.
August sometime.
August 19th.
What?
August 19th. That's what I have, is that what you guys have?
Could be the third Monday, so any conflict with that? If not, next meeting will be August 19th, 8 AM. Motion to adjourn. Mr. Hampton made a motion, second by Mr. Caleb. We're adjourned. I'm hungry.
I just pulled it.
Vice chair on.
I suck at it. I can't do it. I'm nervous, jittery.
It is, ain't it?